Ho, ho, ho! Big Sills, how you doing? Merry Christmas to each and every single one of you. I am not the Philadelphia Grinch that some people think. I am just a happy lark here talking sports Monday through Friday, 2 to 6 Eastern time on your favorite channel, JAKIB Sports. I hope everyone has Santa's fat ass rolling down that chimney and handing out presents to each and every single one of you. Maybe the folks in Philly can get a quarterback without a noodle arm. How you doing? Welcome aboard. Very excited about some things today. And by the way, because I am in the Christmas spirit, we are going to check in with my friend, Bernie Kosar. That'll be at 3:30. We will have the very first exclusive interview with a man who had a liver transplant, and we will talk to one of the legends of the game. That'll be our friend Bernie Kosar at 3:30. Big Z will join us at 4:30, and you will sit aboard with us here for the next couple hours. Hit that like button. Super chats go to the top. And did you see that Brock Purdy last night? Lasers. I didn't even know who he was throwing the ball to last night. What was that guy's numbers last night? Holy cow. That's how you spread the football around, my friends. Holy cow. Let me see what my boy, Brock Purdy, was last night. They end up winning that game 48-27. Look at Purdy, man. 25 of 34. 5 touchdowns. 295 passing yards. Christian McCaffrey was insane. George Kittle was insane. How about McCaffrey, man? People in here telling me McCaffrey lost a step. Well, last night he was stepping it to the tune of 5.6 yards a carry, 117 yards rushing. He caught 6 footballs for 30 yards and 2 TDs. Woo! That's what you call dual threat. I don't even know who they have at the wide receiver. Juwan Jennings? Some dude named Kendrick Bourne? Demarcus Robinson? Who the hell are these people? Where's Brandon Ayuk? Where are these superstar players? That's a hell of a job by Brock Purdy, and that's also a hell of a job by Kyle Shanahan as they move now to 11-4. Oh, and by the way, what was one of Big Sills' bold predictions? That the Niners could win the West. Not be the best team in the West and still win it. How is that looking there with 2 games remaining? Pretty damn good. I'm not saying they're going to win it because they got a tough stretch towards the end here. But they may win the number 1 seed in the NFC as of right now. We'll take a look at the playoffs and how that thing looks, but they may actually win it. There's not one football team in the NFC that I think of. By the way, Big Z, make sure you get your top 10 QBs and make sure you get your top 10 NFL teams. Because this is what we usually do here on a Tuesday. CBS has got a funny looking one. We need a Big Sills Appreciation Day. How you doing? Oh my God, that glazed donut fest over at IP yesterday was comical. I want to really thank my non-Pro Bowl quarterback and appreciate every single thing that he does when he throws that noodle offense out there on the field for people to see. Oh, speaking of that, by the way, did you throw a super up there, Kyle? If you did, we'll get to that bad puppy right now because as we always give it to you right here on JAKIB, we read all super chats. So, Kyle, if you had a super chat, we will get to that here in a minute. And here you go. So, shout out to Q and the Flying Cougar making the Pro Bowl. Absolutely awesome. Absolutely. Quinyon Mitchell ended up making the Pro Bowl. And we will take a look at that Pro Bowl. Absolutely was that on display there with all the Philadelphia. Oh, wait. So let's take a look at the NFC Pro Bowl. So let's start here. Running backs. Let's see. Jamar Gibbs, Christian McCaffrey, Bijan Robinson. A couple of years ago, I told all Bijan Robinson would be a superstar in this league. Do you remember that on draft and pre-draft? Bijan was one of my sandbox guys. Ooh, okay. McCaffrey would make the Pro Bowl. Okay. Let's take a look at all the Philadelphia wide receivers that made the Pro Bowl. Puka Nacua. Jackson up in Seattle. George Pickens. St. Brown. You spend $57 million and there's not one Eagle on this? Both guys are trending to get 1,000 yards. Huh. That's odd. How about the tight end? Wait, it's McBride and Kittle. Surely in the O-line. Penei Sewell, Tristan Wirfs, Trent Williams. Huh. Okay. Jurgens and Carter Pro Bowl. This is a joke, right? Hey, Marsh, unfortunately, they're reputation picks. And they're usually like, a year you're supposed to make it, you don't. And a year you do, you shouldn't. That's kind of what this is. Those are reputation picks. And I'll get to Jordan Davis here in a minute and how people perceive him. You're not wrong, right? But listen here, Marsh, some of these guys, it's $1 million bonuses if you're named to a Pro Bowl ballot. And if you make the team, you can make like a couple $1,000,000. Some teams have $500,000 incentives if you're named to the Pro Bowl. The game itself, no one cares about, or the games, whatever they're doing now. No one gives a shit about that. But if you're a guy like Lane Johnson and you're not making Pro Bowls, well, when they add it up at the end of his career, that will matter. So a guy like Lane, that does matter. Penei Sewell, Tristan Wirfs, Trent Williams, that sounds right. Offensive guards, Tyler Smith, Tune from the Chicago Bears, Lindstrom from the Falcons, that sounds right. I mean, by the way, you talk about underachieving. Both offensive tackles for the Philadelphia Eagles and their $20 million guard are nowhere to be seen on this. Drew Dalman and Cam Jurgens are your center. That is a reputation. Here's the defense now. Your ends. DeMarcus Lawrence, kudos to you, man, for making that. That's a big deal, man. Hey, Sills, can you do top 10 defenses also? We're going to do that. I want to put more emphasis in that. We'll do that tomorrow, if that's cool with you, man. Hutchinson, Parsons, and Lawrence. Sounds right. Interior is Leonard Williams, Jalen Carter. How about Quinnen Williams getting there with limited games played? Remember, he was in the AFC, and he still made the top 3 defensive tackles. There's no Jordan Davis. I'll tell you why here in a minute. Outside linebackers, Burns, who's had a great year, Versus had a great year, and Young, who's had a great year. Inside, Campbell has had a spectacular year. Bond's the backup. Cornerbacks, Q and Cooper DeJean, outstanding. Witherspoon in Seattle and Horn for Carolina. And DeJean and Mitchell are your backups. How about Kevin Byard making the first team free safety? And Winfield, that's a reputation pick. Winfield is terrible this year. And strong safety, you got Buda Baker. Now let's go to the quarterbacks. Quarterbacks are Darnold, Stafford, and Dak. Exactly how we said they'd be. Those are your best quarterbacks in the NFC this year. It's not close. Now, again, here's the issue that you get with this. Again, okay? I mean, there's incentives in there. Between $500 and $1 million. So don't fucking tell people when they say, nobody wants to play in the game. Everybody wants to be named. I got $5,000 for making a ballot in 1987. I posted my ballot. I got $5,000 just for being on it. Remember, there's more than 2 interior tackles on a football team. We had like 8, and my name was on it my first year. As a matter of fact, Jimmy Johnson's 1986 defensive tackles were on a Pro Bowl ballot the following year, their rookie years in the NFL. I made $5,000 off of that. That was back then. God knows what that number is today in 1980. 1987, that was a $5,000 just for me being named to that ballot. I posted the ballot. So whatever that number is today, how much that would be in 2025, that's how much that incentive was just to be named on that ballot. Right now, we would play the Rams in the wild card. I saw that there too. So we're going to we've got some topics here today here in a second, but here, let me go over here and take a look and finish this up here, okay? Yeah, the quarterbacks are right. Those are the 3 best quarterbacks in the NFC this year. Stafford, Darnold, and Prescott. There's no debating that. I mean, Prescott's had a spectacular year. Darnold has had a fabulous year. And Matthew Stafford probably is going to win the MVP award. So here's the AFC now. And the AFC guys. So this is the NFC. Let me get AFC here. And get the AFC Pro Bowl. Here we go. Allen, Herbert, May. Yeah. Devon from the Dolphins, Cook from the Bills, Taylor from the Colts. Yes. Chase, Collins, Flowers, and Cortland Sutton. Okay? Those are your receivers in the AFC. Bowers, Travis Kelce should not be on there. That's a reputation. Maybe so. It's not been that bad this year. Joe Alt, Chargers, who's been hurt a lot this year. Bowles, Broncos, who's spectacular. And Deion Dawkins from the Bills, who's had a great year. By the way, that offensive tackle will be on display Sunday against the Eagles. Broncos have a great guard, Quentin Nelson. Remember I told you guys that Quentin Nelson's the top guard in the NFL? He is. Trey Smith, Creed Humphrey, Tyler Linderbaum from the Ravens. Here's your defense. Crosby, Garrett, and Will Anderson. Will Anderson, in my opinion, will be better than Michael Parsons in 2 years. Remember I told you that. I think he's a spectacular football player. Just a great player. When you watch the way he plays, I think this guy is, without a doubt, one of the best players. I love the fact that Zach Allen has made it too. He's a former FCAC. I played in the FCAC in New England. That's a football conference, high school football conference. And he went to New Canaan. He makes the Pro Bowl. Chris Jones makes the Pro Bowl, and Jeffrey Simmons from the Titans. Benito from the Broncos. Tully from the Chargers. I saw him the other day. He was great. TJ Watt, reputation pick. Aziz from the Texans and Roquan Smith. Great. That kid from the Texans can play, man. Christian Gonzalez, Stingley, Surtain, and Ward from the Browns. Those are all great players. Jalen Ramsey's your free. Kyle Hamilton, reputation. He's been injured a lot, and that team's not been that hot this year, that defensive side. Derwin James, absolutely fantastic. Just a spectacular football player. Tyler Warren should have made it over Kelce. Probably. Absolutely. So again, folks, you got to remember when you're not named to these teams here, you're losing out on incentives. And when they add it up at the end of the day, when you're talking about Hall of Fame stuff, that's how you get into the Hall of Fame if you don't win a championship. Were you one of the most dominant players during your era? How many Pro Bowls do you have? Are you a player of the decade? I mean, I'll tell you this. Being named to the all-decade team is more important than winning a Super Bowl when it comes to Hall of Fame status. 3,200 people have won Super Bowl rings. Okay? Like I told you before, there's only 300 men that have made it to the Hall of Fame. It's more difficult. So, I mean, here's why. How many people, why do you think Jordan Davis didn't make the Pro Bowl? Anyone know? Why do you think Jordan Davis didn't make the Pro Bowl? He won't make first team. Carter won't make first team All-Pro. Purdy, 5 TDs in one game. Never done before with the 49ers. He also gave 9 new Toyotas to military veterans and families that had children battling an illness. I saw that last night. That's pretty dope. I like the kid. By the way, Hollywood, his father played baseball at the University of Miami. I know his dad pretty well. Jordan Davis, inconsistent? I don't think so. Because of last year? I don't think so. Why did Jordan Davis not make the Pro Bowl? These are Pro Bowls, guy. This is not all pro. That list ain't out yet. Why do you think he didn't? Not a big name? Maybe a little. How can you be named All-Pro and the All-Pro's not out? Carter was All-Pro last year, Sills. Second team. Because this is his first big year and it doesn't have the reputation. Okay? That could go down that lane. What else? That's not the question. Numbers. No. There you go. That's it. Even though this year he's played more on third down and he's improved his sack numbers, his reputation is still a two-down player. Guys don't make the Pro Bowl with a reputation of being two-down guys. He's not a three-down player. Howie Roseman will use that in negotiations when it comes to talking about a contract extension. You're not a three-down guy. No one perceives you as that. Fuck, the Eagles are starting to just now play him on third down. And so at the end of the day, okay, actually, you can't vote for your own players. Makes sense, but it sucks for him. Yeah, well, guess what? He's building the equity up. If he comes back and plays next year, he'll make it. And then guess what that does? In your contracts, say you have and I'll just use it, $100,000 incentive on making the Pro Bowl, right? Say you got $100K. Well, if you make the Pro Bowl again, that'll escalate to $500K. And it puts you in a different category on what you're being paid in your incentives. The more Pro Bowls you make, the more that incentive goes up. You're named for a third time, that could get to as high as $1.5 million. There's guys in the NFL that make $1 million based off of making the Pro Bowl or being named to the team. Again, it's true. Nobody ever wanted to play in that game because back in the day, it was a game and no one wanted to play in it. Now, everyone wants to be named to that team. And here's the problem. Unless you're in the Super Bowl, there's no alternates now. Because here's why. Most guys found out all kinds of ways to get out of that. There's no way to get out of it now. It's just touch football. You guys are playing games. You just have to show up and play touch football or whatever. They got those skilled games now. So being named to the team after the fact, you got to hope that someone who's going to the Super Bowl is not able to go to, I think it's in Orlando. They moved it out of Hawaii. It used to be in Hawaii. Okay, so again, I mean, these things matter, man. A lot of money. I chose the wrong career. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I posted my my ballot. Somebody figure out how much that would have been today. I had one incentive that I showed you guys that was for $45,000 just for working out. being named to a Pro Bowl ballot. I got $5,000 for that ballot. My name being on that. I was on there with Jerome. I actually got some votes because Jerome voted for me and I voted for him. And so when you got a vote, you got your bonus. And that's how we were able to do that. I mean, I got $5,000 for that. That was 1987, that ballot that my name was on that thing for. So, I mean, I don't know what that is worth today in 2025, but, you know, when my check showed up, I saw it on there, and there it was on my direct deposit that I had been named to a Pro Bowl ballot. And when I got that, I was looked down, I was like, wow, okay, cool. Seals, do you think the 49ers are for real, or they just shitted on a bad team? You know what, man? I'm starting to buy them a little more, but I don't know how much. Like, we're going to look at the playoff teams here in a minute in the playoff games as of today and what they would do. Also, too, a couple questions, okay? And a couple observations that I made here and a couple things that people posted. We're going to take a look at the Bills. The new trends are out. Let's see here. Kyle, thanks. Sills, it would have been 20. Okay, so today's money, I would have made $30,000 just being on that ballot. Okay? I would have been $28,000. So you cheat? No. Everyone politicians. You walk off the field. Michael Carter comes over to me from the 49ers, and he says, who are you voting for nose guard? And I say, I'm going to vote for Jerome and you. And he goes, great. Thanks, dude. And I told him I'd vote for Michael Carter. I think Michael Carter was on that list from the 49ers, and I voted for Jerome. So I voted for two guys. I can't remember. Let me see what that ballot says here. It says this. A listing of the NFC players by position had been provided to help you with Pro Bowl balloting. Contents are accurate as of the 13th week, December 6th through the 7th. Starters are noted by single asterisks, long snappers, able to participate in the Pro Bowl are designated with a hashtag. So for the Eagles that year, it was Jerome Brown, Ken Clark, Mike Pitts, and also Mike Gullick. Michael Carter was the nose tackle for the Niners. That's who I voted for. Tony Casillas has been on this show. He was on this ballot as well. Randy White, Danny Noonan, Jerry Ball. I'm looking for the Chicago Bears. Steve McMichael and William Perry were on that list. I don't think I voted for Steve McMichael. I think it was between him and Michael Carter. And those guys ended up, look at how many Hall of Famers are on that ballot, by the way. Let's see how many Hall of Famers. McMichael's a Hall of Famer. Randy White's a Hall of Famer. Damn, Jerome would have been. They had only two Hall of Famers on that ballot. Those were the interior tackles in the NFC at the time. So, pretty cool. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, Jalen Hurts not being on it. Boz, back then, Mike, the Seahawks were in the AFC. They weren't in the NFC. Okay? They were in the they were in the AFC back then. Now they're in the NFC. Seals, when you talk about trends in film that opposing defenses see, how should the Eagles approach these next two games heading into the playoffs? Well, you're still fighting out for seeding. By the way, the numbers and the trends, I don't think are indicative on one side of the ball of where you are now. You're rapidly improving on the defensive side. Okay? You're rapidly improving. So we'll get to that here in a minute. I saw something, and I want to point this out. So somebody sent me some video of Jalen Hurts on the sidelines. And he was addressing the team. Actually, the O-line. And he was addressing it. Saquon Barkley comes walking over. I'm looking at it now, and he pushes him away. He's having a conversation, and there's the HBO mic above it. How I know it's the HBO mic, I asked him, is that your mic? That's for the Hard Knocks. Now, I'm looking at it, and there's a boom mic there, and he pushes Saquon away. Saquon come walking over there, and he wanted to talk to his guys, and Jalen Hurts pushed him away. I don't know if I have a problem with any of that. Maybe Saquon. And again, you know what they don't show? If Hurts went over and had a conversation with Saquon after, because he pushed him away here. I'm looking at it again. And there's the HBO mic. Is he mugging for the mic? Is that what he's doing here? It really kind of looks orchestrated again. Now, you're in the middle of a game. I doubt you're sitting there going, I'm going to do this particular time. And I don't know how to look at that. But to me, I don't know if I have a problem with it. Okay? But he knows that the Hard Knocks in season with the East is going on now. And that's a boom mic for the HBO. Actually, it's above the guys talking. And I guarantee you that's going to be on the next episode. So since we got 2 weeks left, you got any guys next year that would be potentially replacing A.J. Brown in the draft? We'll do that in a little bit. Not today, but we'll do that next week possibly, okay? I'm thinking that, okay? As a matter of fact, I don't think that, when a quarterback is addressing his offensive line and he's having a conversation with those guys and somebody comes in and interrupts him, I'm not telling you that Jalen Hurts is wrong here. I think actually it's the quarterback being assertive with his guys. Guys, let's keep this thing going. He's trying to try to reach the guys. I actually like it. Hey, Saquon, I'll get to you in a minute. I'm talking to the guys up front here. I think that's a sign of leadership. Okay? I don't think we can show it, but I think he's talking to his guys. They're in the middle. At first, I thought it was made for the televisions and it was a Bob Lang special. Then I kept watching it, and then I asked some people, look, how could you possibly script that? You're not scripting your comments to an offensive line. So he went over and he was talking to the guys, and Barkley came over, wanted to interrupt him, and he's like, hang on here, I'm talking to the guys. I actually don't have a problem with that. Okay? I actually think it's a sign of leadership. Saquon actually has the second most 10-yard runs for the last 3 games, too. Okay? The last 3 games. So Raiders and Commanders are in that, right? All right. You can see whatever you want with those shitty teams. That's fine, man. Do you think there's more talent with defensive players and offensive players in today's NFL? I think there's more skilled defensive coordinators in today's NFL than offensive coordinators. I think you have a better set of defensive coordinators in today's NFL in 2025 than offensive coordinators. You watch a guy like Phillip Rivers last night get to the line of scrimmage. How much do you really think Shane Steichen's in his ear? Not very much. You know the difference? Hey, Xander, I heard you talking to John. Why does he get to the line of scrimmage? You know why? How many words do you think you have to tell Phillip Rivers on a play? 2? Rivers is going to walk to the line of scrimmage with about 22 seconds left. And he's going to know just what the play is by 1 word. And he's going to find his landmark. And he's going to find the person who he's reading for coverages. And he's going to spot that guy. There's the difference in the game today. The offensive play callers are not very good. The quarterbacks back then and the play callers were better. Why? They didn't move. Players didn't have free agency. You found the smartest guys on the planet, and they schooled them better. Guys stayed in college longer. Drop back quarterbacks. What do you think is get this? What do you think is easier to teach? A mobile quarterback or a drop back quarterback? It's a mobile quarterback. Because when the play breaks down, he can take off running. Guys like Brady and Manning don't have that affordability. They've got to be able to read defenses. So they're smarter than you. That's why when Rivers gets to the line of scrimmage, he takes it all the way down to 3 seconds for a reason. He wants to see, because you know what you're going to do? Most middle linebackers are not good enough at setting, and what they'll do is they'll go to their coverages. Why do you think he waits until the very end? Because the defenses will end up at the end of the day showing you what they're going to do in coverage. Too high, 3, cover 3, dime, nickel, disguise, post snap, reads. He knows all that shit. And if you don't set your defense, he'll hike it before you get to your defense and find wide open holes in the middle of the passing game. That's the difference between a guy like that and today's NFL. Not just Jalen Hurts, everyone. He's playing a game with you. Okay, you want to wait until 3 seconds? I'm going to get you. He's got you either way. He's playing a game of chess. That's a 25 pound out of shape quarterback who hasn't played in 5 years, who was playing with his kids and coaching a high school, came off the football practice field within a matter of 2 weeks, and throwing dimes out there with an arm that's nowhere near the Phillip Rivers arm of 5-6 years ago. And still completing passes and touchdown passes. Shit, he's already better than 75% of the quarterbacks in the game when it comes to just purely reading the game and reading defenses. If you were going to put him in a conversation right now, is Rivers one of the best offensive quarterbacks in reading defenses? He's probably top 5 right now. He's top 5. You get to the line of scrimmage with 23 seconds left? I mean, on a 25-second play clock, Shane Steichen will do this. Phillip, 38 triple toss. He'll look at 38 triple toss and go, oh, they're in too high. Check, check, check. Takes him right out of it. He knows the checks. He knows the audibles already. It's like watching a school teacher at Harvard teaching a class. There's nothing you're going to go by that guy. The only way you're going to beat Phillip Rivers is your defense is not good, which it wasn't last night. And you're going to not be able to make that out throw, which he had a pick 6. I texted him this morning. He just doesn't have the arm strength in some throws that he used to have. Or he hasn't built that arm strength on. Remember, he's only been in Indianapolis for like 15 days. Okay, I mean, it was a privilege to watch that. Okay? Of course he's not. Why would he be impressed? He doesn't know what he's looking at. Why would he be impressed? Phillip Rivers is already a better progression reader than Jalen Hurts coming off the bench and coming off the couch. I mean, he's already a better player. He just doesn't have the skill he once had. I mean, Jalen Hurts will never be that smart reading defenses in his entire career. He'll never get there. You know how many quarterbacks in the NFL will get to Phillip Rivers' position? 75 to 80% of the quarterbacks in the league will never get to that, including the elite guys. Including. Okay, the reason why I take Rivers is because Rivers is bigger. And to me, Phillip Rivers, you put him with Sean Payton, ask anybody. Phillip Rivers is going to go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame not having won a Super Bowl because he was in San Diego for the majority of his career. And he's still going. And he's a better player than Eli. Stupid people, man. Then again, you don't know what you're looking at. Guys like M. Reyes, what would he know? Guy sits in his mom's basement watching football with the antennas, with the ears going like this with cellophane on it. He fucking doesn't know, or aluminum foil on it. He doesn't fucking know what he's looking at. He thinks Jalen Hurts is some sort of fucking god in reading defenses. Jalen Hurts the way Jalen Hurts reads a defense is like somebody reading a comic book. And this guy reads a dictionary, and Jalen Hurts reads a comic book when it comes. But I could pick anybody out. What made Brock Purdy so great last night is watching him read progressions. Purdy is by far a better thrower of the football than Hurts in the pocket. It was on display last night. He's a better reader of defenses. He checks out of scenarios. I don't know who he's throwing the ball to. And this guy's missed. How many touchdowns does he have already? Hey, Niner all day. You in here? How many touchdowns does Brock Purdy have in 7 games? How many games has that guy played this year? So he's got 17 touchdowns in 7 games. Is that right? Brock Purdy has 17 touchdown passes in 7 games. Dude, is that correct? Am I right when I say that? How many TDs does Hurts have? 25? 7 games. This guy's got 17 touchdown passes. All right. I mean, dude, if Brock Purdy has a noodle arm, your guy sucks out loud. Why do you hate the Eagles so much? No, I'm giving you a lesson right here on how a quarterback plays the position from the pocket. You don't like it? Tough crap. There, Aunt Betty. I'm trying to be good this week because it is the Holy Week. Okay? Can you compare Rodgers and Rivers reading defenses? Yeah. Aaron Rodgers was undefensible when he was younger, being able to get out in the perimeter. And he was one of the best throwers of the football on the move. What made Rodgers so undefensible was that when he would sprint out, and he was good at both sides, going right or left. Notice Hurts is not very good going to his left. He's more always sprinting out to his right because he's comfortable over there. Teams know that. So they only have to defend half the field. They rarely ever defend the left side of the field because he doesn't traditionally go to the left side. He sprints right, throws it out of bounds. Sprints right, throws it out of bounds. That's protecting the football. I don't have a problem with him using the sidelines. I would say of all the quarterbacks in the NFL today, Hurts uses the sidelines better than anybody because you know why? Either his guy catches it or it's out of bounds. That's why very rarely you see him in the middle of the field. That's where you create turnovers. He's right to think that way. If you throw the ball 600 times in a season, you're going to have 10-plus picks. I don't care who you are. You're traditionally going to have 10-plus picks. If you throw the football law averages, you're playing the averages. Again, a guy like Rivers accentuates the reading of defenses. And he shows you in how he sees the game. Like I told people, why do you think sometimes, I'd like to see Jalen on the run a little more, but I don't believe he throws the ball on the run very well. And so that's why they don't sprint him out. I thought he'd be better at that sprint out, but he's not really good at dump off passes, short passing game, and also he doesn't really do a good job really when he's having to run, or I thought they'd run him more, but they don't. Okay? They just don't. Okay? Again, you missed the point, guy. You got to have a good football team. Yet he's never won. Get this. This guy was the last player taken in the NFL draft. I say Brock Purdy's one of the greatest draft picks in the last 25 years. He's now making $50 million a year. He took a fucking team to a Super Bowl, and he was the last player drafted in the NFL draft. And he was Mr. Irrelevant. I don't know. Show me a better draft pick in the last 25 years at quarterback that's taken his team to a Super Bowl with no expectations whatsoever. Show me one. Show me fucking one. It's a sensational draft pick. He had no expectations. This guy was the last player taken. The last player taken. And now he makes 50. I mean, who was your last player taken in the last 5 years? Is he still on your ball team? Serious question, Sills. Why hasn't Phillip been able to win with the talent he had with Antonio Gates, LaDainian Tomlinson? That football team that they had with New England early in the 2000s when he blew his knee out, if you remember right, he finished the game and he had blown his knee out. I thought that was their best football team. They had another wide receiver there too. I forget his name. That was a really great offensive football team that Marty Schottenheimer had. I believe they went 14-2. And I thought that was his window. But the Spanos, after that team, they fired Marty. They stuck with A.J. Smith, the general manager, instead of with Marty. And I think after they fired Schottenheimer, I think the whole thing started going south. The Spanos have not won anything, really. I mean, the only quarterbacks from the Chargers that have ever gone to a Super Bowl, believe it or not, was Stan Humphries. It's just not a well-run organization. Now they got Jim Harbaugh in the building. That's a different conversation now. Jim is the general manager. Jim makes all decisions, and that's why they're winning now. That's why they've won 7 of 8. That's why they've made the playoffs a year ago, and they're going to make them again. That's why they still may win the AFC West. It's because Harbaugh is in the window. Okay? Shanahan runs a low-risk passing offense. Take away McCaffrey, and this offense dies and evaporates. Well, that's why they traded for him. So wait a minute. You're criticizing somebody for trading for somebody that would help the offense move the sticks, especially when you don't have really great Y and Zs. And McCaffrey now being used to cover for some of the inability to have or not have a Ricky Pearsall out there, or a guy like a Brandon Ayuk. They used the back who's one of the best backs in NFL history at catching the football. So you're criticizing Shanahan for being creative? Fuck, if your guy was anywhere near being creative, Kevin Patullo, you'd be having a better conversation and a better offense. At least that Shanahan knows what he's doing, McCaffrey. That guy doesn't know what to do with fucking A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. You spend $58 million on fucking 2 wideouts, and you're trying to tell me that you think that they get the max offense with Kevin Patullo and Jalen Hurts at a $58 million? Nobody's even on a Pro Bowl team. What are you, crazy? Hey, look at your own guy first. I don't think Rivers ever got to a championship game either. No, I don't believe they got to an AFC championship game. Remember, that was also in the era of Brady, Roethlisberger, and let me think, Brady, Roethlisberger, and Manning were in that. Just like with the Tiger Woods era. You know, Phil Mickelson was never the number 1 player in the world in golf. Why? Well, Tiger was there. Sometimes it works that way, man. Sometimes you're in the era of Jordan. Brady destroyed the dreams of many in the AFC, but Rivers is amazing. He's a legend here in North Carolina. I love the guy, man. He is one of the greatest people you'll ever meet in your entire life, and I enjoy Phillip Rivers. I am really good friends with that guy, and I like him. Came on my show all the time. I showed you a great picture of me and him. I hung out with him all the time. I didn't know that Nick Sirianni was in the coaching staff. I wish I had, but that was Frank Reich when he was the OC with Rivers, and Nick Sirianni was the quarterback coach / wide receiver coach then. I don't believe Patullo was there. Bobby King was there, believe it or not. He worked for, I forget, who did he work for? John Pagano. That's how John Pagano recommended to Vic Bobby King, and that's how you got that linebacker coach. Seals, would the Eagles playbook expand if McKee took? Yeah, well, why wouldn't it? He's got a different skill set. McKee can't run. He's got to throw from the pocket. So you have a pocket playbook. When you have a mobile guy, you have a mobile playbook. There's no system quarterback. There's no such thing as a system quarterback. There's just not. You guys changed the quarterback playbook when Wentz went down and Foles came in. You saw what happened a couple years ago when Gardner Minshew tried to run the RPOs. He looked stupid doing it. I mean, Every single quarterback has a boutique offense created for their skill set. Every one of them. Give me a break. Purdy floated multiple balls. Yeah, okay. Guy, Purdy floated multiple balls? Your guy fucking throws punts. Stop doing that. Dude, the receivers you have make that guy's throws sometimes look insane great. He's not an impressive thrower of the football. I don't know if there is a more impressive offensive player in history than Christian McCaffrey. From college to the pros, absolutely game-wrecking dominant. Health has been an issue for him, though. But I would throw this name out to too, JT. Marshall Faulk. He was also one of those type of guys who could catch the football out of the backfield and run the football. And he might been a little bit better than what McCaffrey was. So I think Marshall Faulk is in that conversation too. We saw McKee's legs against the Raiders. Come on. Yeah, right. Still above 500. Not sure what that means, nor do I care. So why shit on Patullo? I don't know why you do. Well, here, when you have to have him create something and you have a first-year play caller, that just shows you. First-year situational play calling, how do you think it's gone? How do you think the offense under Kevin Patullo's gone? I heard John Xander go like this. I don't have any reason why I would change out from him from what's happened this year, nor would I. You know why? What would you do? Bring a more talented offensive coordinator in? No. For what? Hurts doesn't use it. Why would you bring a better play caller in? What's the point? Let him sit there. The offense is the offense. You're not going to bring in somebody with a high-powered offense and a throwing offense. Why would you? It's not a throwing offense. With college ball being a mess, recruiting a nil, poor coaching everywhere in college and pro, what does the future of the quarterback position look like with quarterbacks also being more athletic? Exactly what you're seeing in Buffalo, Philadelphia, and Baltimore. More of that. You're going to see more of that. It's easier to coach a dual threat guy than it is a drop back guy. You saw that on display last night. You can't teach what Phillip Rivers has. You either have it or you don't. It's called processing the information. Look at Jalen Hurts' feet. Look at Josh Allen's feet sometimes. Look at Lamar Jackson's feet. They're terrible. The things that Brady says that these guys are not being coached is on display every night. Then when you get a 44-year-old guy in the building and he shows you how to run an offense, people go like this. Holy fuck, how can that guy come off the bench? Excuse me, off the AARP card? This guy's closer to AARP than he is to going now and being, what, a 20-year-old kid? Just comes out of college, comes out of NC State? Guy's a fucking tremendous quarterback. And his knowledge of the game, was just spectacular last night. Says, you know who Marshall Faulk running back coach was in college? It was Sean Payton. At San Diego State? I didn't know that. Okay? Let me guess, Sue, that hit a nerve, right? He's 44? I got it. Says Roger Cade was the first player in the NFL to go 1,000 in 1985. He was damn good. He absolutely was. He surely was, man. Josh Allen and Lamar's footwork last year was amazing. I don't know about this year. Well, I think after a while, again, Josh Allen's footwork, I don't think it's ever been spectacular. Hard to grade Patullo and Sirianni's offense with a noodle arm quarterback. No more excuses for Hurts, and the problem is Hurts. Well, the problem is Hurts, but one thing he gets that he understands, that what makes him smarter than a lot of quarterbacks, he knows that. Jalen Hurts is going to throw the football out of bounds. Dak Prescott's going to throw the football across the middle, and he's going to get a turnover. Hey, DFW, there's the difference. Dak's going to throw that ball into a tight window. Hurts isn't. And it's why he wins. He's just not. Jalen Hurts' is best play sometimes an incomplete pass out of bounds. Dak's worst play, you may be reading it right, tip, off a shoulder pad, fumble, errant throw, late on the throw. Look how many things have to go right for Dak to complete one pass. Don't be late. Don't have it deflected. Don't have the ball behind his shoulder. All that, the snap has to be right. All of that, there's 10 steps for Dak to complete a pass. Here's Hurts. Snap, read, no one, out of bounds. Safe. Yes. 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 Why do you think Tom Brady won 7 Super Bowls with checkdowns? Not throwing the ball deep. Brady was never considered a deep passing quarterback. Check down, check down, check down, check down. 7 Super Bowls. Check down, 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 tight end. Check down, tight end. Check down, tight end. Slot, check down, tight end. Slot, check down, tight end. Slot, check down, tight end. You know that. That's what Brady and how Brady and Josh McDaniels ran the offense. It was just more complex disguises and coverages post-snap. Sills, interested in your thoughts. Don't the Eagles have to go into Buffalo as this was a playoff game because of the offensive inconsistency? I think you probably want to have your best dress rehearsal going into this football game. Yeah, I would want that. I'd want to have my best dress rehearsal because, again, you're probably going to take that final game off. Depending on where you are seated, we're going to look at the playoff games here in a minute. Hurts is well, then get this. If Jalen Hurts has the best deep ball passing, why is your offense ranked 24th in passing? How is he the fucking best deep ball thrower when you don't utilize it? And by the way, you don't win Super Bowls with deep passing game. Nobody does. The dumbest shit you can say. That's like telling me Justin Fields runs a 4.4. Means nothing in the landscape of shit. Purdy's better than Hurts. I don't know about that. I just said he's better in the pocket than Hurts. Okay, that doesn't mean the encompassing game. Okay? Purdy throws interceptions. Hurts traditionally doesn't because of what I said. He utilizes the sidelines more. Purdy's going to go across the middle of the field because of Kittle. Hurts is not. Noodle arm Hurts. Poor Eagles glazed donut fans. Like Mahomes, he had a guide. Yes. Why do you think the tight ends in Andy Reid's offenses when he was in Philadelphia and Kansas City remained the same fundamental mentality? There was really no superstar wide receiver in Kansas City or in Philadelphia during the Andy Reid eras. You had 2 off guys a couple times. You had T.O. and you had Tyreek Hill. Other than that, the majority of the passes have gone check down, check down, check down, tight end, check down, tight end. And that's how those guys won Super Bowls. And you had a quarterback in Kansas City that can ad lib. And he's able to RPO it when he needs to. The difference between Andy Reid, Kansas City, and Andy Reid, Philly, is Mahomes' mobility. McNabb stopped being mobile in Philly, and that cost Reid NFC championship games. Mahomes' mobility won him AFC title games and Super Bowls. Okay? I'll take washed up Russ deep ball over Hurts. I don't really think that Russell Wilson was really a superstar deep passer. I thought he was more the same stuff and it was more Marshawn Lynch. Check down. 7 Super Bowls. You're welcome. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So I want to take a look at both the Bills. New trends have come out. By the way, Bernie Kosar is going to join us, and we're going to check in with our friend. Make sure we're still on because he's in the hospital. But I got to check on my friend and my former teammate. So we're going to do that, and we're going to talk to our friend. That'll be at 3:30, the legendary Bernie Kosar. We'll talk to him. I wonder what he thought last night watching. Here's another guy that was amazing at reading defenses. I think the last time the Cleveland Browns went to the AFC Championship game 3 times was with Bernie at the quarterback position, and he was playing against Elway in those games. Battle Royale will be Wednesday, my friends. Okay? Will be Wednesday. Wednesday is Battle Royale. Hit that like button. So, by the way, real quick, Christian McCaffrey. Let me see where he's at right now. Let me go here with McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey's got 2 games remaining. And McCaffrey right now has 100 catches. This guy's got 100 fucking catches. 100 catches. And he's 48 yards away with 2 games remaining. He's going to get 1,000 for the second time in his career. Oh, excuse me. Wait a minute. He's at 849. 962 is what he's projected. Depending on what they have to do in that final game. If they don't, he won't get it. But right now he's at almost 1,100 yards rushing. And he's at 849. He's projected to go 1,178 and 962 in receiving with 104 receptions. What a fucking great football player. There is no getting around that guy, how good he is. What a great, great football player. Will he go to Canton? I think he's got to get over 10K rushing and 10K receiving. If he gets over 10K rushing and 10K receiving, he'll get to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Okay? I think he's going to have to probably go in that room there. McCaffrey playing JV defense. Yeah, okay, guy. Well, what's your excuse? You're playing the Raiders, the Giants? My God. When is Christian McCaffrey's contract done? I think next year after next season. He will be a Hall of Famer, Lockett. I don't know about that, man. He's at like 7,800 rushing yards. I think he's going to have to go over 10 grand in both because 10 grand's not going to get you into the Hall of Fame as just a pure runner. You got to be up near 11, 12, 13 to get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That number may come down a little because there's not a lot of major backs now, bell cow backs. So that number could come down. Okay? Let's see here. McCaffrey. Let me take a look at him. Christian McCaffrey. Here we go. McCaffrey. Will he? I'll tell you if he makes it. I put these. You see all the Hall of Famers that come on. I'll tell you if they're up there. He's at 7,400 yards right now. Probably needs to get to 10 grand. He needs another 2,600. He can get that. And right now, receiving, he's probably going to have to go 7,500 yards. He's at 53 right now. But what the crazy number is, he's got 616 catches. I don't believe there's a Philadelphia Eagle in the history of your franchise that's got 600 catches. And he's a running back. Let me see. Who's the all-time leading receiver in catches for the Eagles? All-time receiver Eagles list. Let's see, receiving list. 589. There's not one person in Philadelphia Eagle history that's got more catches than McCaffrey does in the history of the franchise. There's nobody in Eagle history that's done what that guy's done. Let's see, does he have more receiving yards? This guy almost has more receiving yards than Pete Ratzlaff, Harold Carmichael, Deshaun Jackson, Mike Quick. He's got more than McDonald. He's got more than A.J. Brown. He's got more than Devontae. He's got more than Goddard. He's got more than Westbrook. He's got more than Byers. He's a running back. This guy's a running back, and it's missed time. Tells you how great he's been. That's if he plays. Who outside of the top two NFC teams that we beat have we played? Here, let me get to the playoffs here. Let's go to here. Let's do that before we get to the new trends here. So, if the playoffs were today, let's do the NFC first. Seattle would get the number one bye. By the way, Hey, I'll tell you what. Congratulations to Sam Darnold for resurrecting his career. Guy who was thrown away by the Jets, Carolina, and not so much thrown away in San Francisco. Being named to the Pro Bowl and being 26-6 in 2 years. That's a resurrection. No two ways about it. This guy's thrown for over 80 touchdowns in 2 years. And over 8,200 yards. Pretty fucking amazing for a guy who's not considered elite. If that guy's not elite, what's Jalen Hurts? Okay, once again, see this guy here? He has no idea. Lane Johnson wants to make him. You're glazing Sam Darnold too much, bro. Well, he's come a long way, dude. Guy wasn't afforded great opportunities when he was with the Jets. Name me a quarterback in the last 45 years with the New York Jets that has been good and given an opportunity to succeed in New York with the Jets. Name me one. Mark Sanchez? All-Pro is what you want. Pro Bowl is $1 million incentive as well. You guys don't get it. Lane Johnson wanted to be on it. You think Lane Johnson is disappointed that, again, he's not on the All-Pro team or the Pro Bowl team? He won't make All-Pro. He didn't make Pro Bowl. You don't think he's disappointed? He said it to you this past year. He was disappointed he didn't get first team. Bro, you contradict your own players' words when you say that. They all want to be on it. Everyone wants to be named to that. Only you don't think it's anything. I mean, it's a stupid conversation. Sam Darnold probably made $1 million bonus being named to the Pro Bowl. $1 million bonus. And to this guy, it doesn't mean anything. All right. Well, to somebody, I'm sure $1 million does. All right. So here's the playoffs as we speak. Let's see. Lane, see right here? Get this. Folks, you never hear a player say, I want Pro Bowls. Name me one. Lane Johnson. Lane Johnson said it last year. I know people in here remember Lane saying he was disappointed that he didn't make it. Okay? What do you mean, name me one? Stupid. Okay? Stupid. Yeah, that's a reflection of the Steelers, too. Letting him go. Because now Pittsburgh looks at what that guy could have been. All right. So here is how the playoffs would look right now. Okay? Seattle would get the bye. Kudos to them right now. But again, I think everything is in flux here. Still in the playoffs here. It would be Green Bay, Chicago, common opponent. You never know what you're going to get in that one. I'll tell you what I'm really chuckling on. I love listening to Eagle fans just dismiss the Chicago game when they came into your barn and beat the fuck out of you. That you're going to magically draw something up on a chalkboard and stop a power puncher from being a power puncher. I want to see that. And again, like I said, we're about to find that out this week. Because Buffalo runs the ball. We're about to find that out. Because if Buffalo runs the ball for over 200 yards on you, that Chicago game is a real thing. If they put over 200 yards on you, hey, by the way, if I were Vic, you better go to one of them 5-man fronts. Because if you don't, you're going to get the shit run on you again. You haven't defended the run very well this year. We're about to find out. Like I told you, I will have 12 glazed donuts right here if you guys stop that number one running attack. Eagles win. Monday show. Congratulations. You beat a shitty Buffalo team. That won't be the case. Why would it be a shitty Buffalo team? Josh Allen's on it. You did your job. No. Glazed donut. Commanders and the Raiders, baby. How you doing? Keep hanging in there. Hey, NJ Fisherman. He's out there, you know what he's doing? He's throwing his reel out there, and he threw it out there, man. He called it guppy. You know what he comes back and tells everybody? I caught the big one. Everyone's like, let me see it. It's a little tiny guppy. He tells everyone it's the big one, but it's a little tiny guppy. That's like the Raiders and the Commanders. Now you got a real fish you got to go get. I don't have the line for that. I let him go. I hooked him, but he fell. I couldn't reel him in. I know, Hoss. You're a prick and you know it. How you doing there? Hey, Xander, I missed William here. Guys sending the supers. Thank you very much. Bernie Kosar at the bottom of the hour here, man. So there we go. I have an issue with Davis not making the Pro Bowl. It's a reputation pick. They don't look at him as a 3-down guy. Should he have made it? I think he should have. I think he's played good ball. But see, people vote on this thing from 35,000 feet. Yeah, Juergens and Carter were reputation picks. That was based off of a year ago. Remember the year that Aaron Donald went to the Pro Bowl in his final year in the NFL? That should have been Hargrave because he had 11 sacks. I was like, what? Donald played in 7 games that year. Yo, Sills, if we beat the Bills, I want a dozen glazed. Oh, you'll get them. A dozen glazed donuts. We may be glazed donuts, but Sileo's cream-filled. Come on, man. Your mom was over last night dunking it in the milk. She liked it at the dinner table. I swear. Glazed donuts. How you doing? You bet, baby. We're about to find out this week. Hey, we're going to find out if that Chicago game was not real. Hey, how many people? You tune on all the shows in Philadelphia. Chicago. When they kicked us in the face, Vic will fix it. That really didn't happen. You got ran over, kid, for 60 minutes. What happened? Yeah, they'll fix it. They'll fucking draw something up on a board, and you know what they'll do? They'll have the molecular engineering 5-front, and they'll be able to calculate bringing this guy in, bringing that guy down. We'll do this, and then we'll do all that here, and Vic will figure it out. How about the fact you got fucking ran over? How are you addressing that? Vic will come up here. And we'll erase that. Put this over here. Put this guy over here. Glazed donut. You don't need to hate on. I don't hate on Hurts for. Hey, bro, you're fucking here. Hate on. I don't hate anybody. Hate on Hurts. Dog, because I don't think that guy's a great passer in the pocket. Don't get your panties in a bind. It's okay, sonny boy. Sandwiches minus the bread. That's what Sills loves for breakfast. I don't eat breakfast, douchebag. I'm going to be eating Vention backstrap steak, aged for 14 days, the next few days, and there ain't a person in here that has a clue what I'm talking about. Woo! Is that Kobe? Is that Kobe steak? Is that Kobe steak? That's you're going to be eating all aged? I don't eat breakfast either. Yeah, because you're out there on the boat catching guppies. Deer meat. How you doing? Let's see. So what do you got to say about that? To you? Nothing. That's deer. How you doing? I thought that was venison. Little like oily for me. Kind of like duck. A little gamey. Plus I'd be doing this, right, guys? Buckshot. I don't really like duck because I got him spitting buckshot out. Nah, no, I don't want no buckshot in my mouth. M. Reyes would want buckshot in his mouth. The only guy in this place that would want buckshot in his mouth is M. Reyes. How you doing? Sills, Vic Fangio will always make adjustments. Unlike Kevin Patullo, he will humble the Bears' run game. There you go. M. Reyes is the guy that likes buckshot in his mouth. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. Who made the Pro Bowl for the who made the Pro Bowl at quarterback in the AFC? Let me see. Josh Allen. The 2-0 versus the Eagles, Justin Herbert. And then Drake May. Allen, Herbert, May. How you go there, man? The reigning MVP, the 2-0 Justin Herbert versus the Philadelphia Eagles in his career. And the new star, Drake May. How you doing? Seals, would you have a statue at McDonald's? I don't eat McDonald's, douchebag. McDonald's. I'm Italian. Italians don't eat at fucking McDonald's. Italian guy eating at McDonald's. Really? That's a white guy. White guys eat at McDonald's. Italian guys don't eat at McDonald's. Yeah. Hey, I'm standing in line for a Big Mac and like fries. Yeah, me? Yeah, right. Hey, do you have any gabagool in there? Hey, dude, do me a favor. Do you got any bacala? What do you think? What do you mean you got no bacala? Excuse me. Hey, let me hook you up here. I'm looking for like gabagool. You got it? No, nothing like that, huh? Got any prosciutto? No prosciutto? Okay, well, I'm out of here. What are you, psycho? White guys eat at McDonald's. Italian guys don't eat at McDonald's. Yeah, that's it. Hey, I'll take 2 burgers. Okay. Gabagool. No. Hey, I don't eat at McDonald's, guys. I can't remember the last time I ate at McDonald's. Yeah, I'll take a cheese slider or like a double hamburger cheese Whopper thing. I don't even know their fucking menu. Excuse me, Aunt Betty. I apologize. All right. White guys eat there. Italian guys don't eat at McDonald's. I go to my aunt's house or my grandma Rhoda's house, or I go over to like the Bacuzos. Hey, what do we got over there? Get the bacala, get the tray over here, get the gab. Yeah, okay, there you go. Look at that. Get the prosciutto. That's what I'm looking at. M. Reyes eats there. Remember, M. Reyes is under. He's like a little baby bird. Howie's feeding him them little wormies. Scoots around on his knees. Just scoots around. How you doing? And this guy catches guppies. I'm very disappointed. I thought you would catch like the big flounder, but you're not like a flounder guy. You probably overfished where you fished too near Chesapeake. How you doing? Okay. Tell him, Sills. Roasted peppers and fresh mozzarella. How you doing? That's what I'm talking. My grandpa used to hang the peppers, right, Betty Ann? My grandpa used to hang the red peppers and the green peppers over the rafters in the basement. And my pop would go down there, take them up, they fry them on the pan, go around there, drop an egg in there, we're ready to rock. We have McDonald's. Hey, I'll take 2 Big Macs and with fries. Oh, yeah, and a McMuffin or whatever. I don't know. Chesapeake. I'm North Jersey, Aunt Betty. So this guy fishes close over to Jones Beach. Okay, you know what's in Jones Beach? I don't know. Blackfish, bluefish. This guy catches blackfish and bluefish, Aunt Betty. Oh, hey. Bernie Kosar is going to join us at the bottom of the hour. I do like pancakes. I won't lie there. I do. My wife makes a great pancake. Okay. Jalen Brady Hurts. No, Jalen Plunkett Hurts. Sills has a pelican gullet. He shakes with Josh Allen's sack shaking inside. I need oxygen. Jalen Hurts oxygen. I'm M. Reyes. I'm gonna pass out if I don't get my Jalen oxygen mask. I'm better. There we go. I'm better. What are you laughing at? All right. Hey, my boy Bernie's going to catch up with us, guys. Hey, listen, you got a liver transplant? It's been a little tough in there a little bit that he's gotten sick. The Browns people haven't seen him in a long time. He's posting some videos. I want to make sure he's good to go. Let me see that he's good to go. Hey, Xander, make sure we sent that link if we can. I'm sure you did. Okay. Okay. He sent it. I want to make sure. We want to check in. I got to check in with him. Okay. I got to check in with him, man. I emailed it. I know you did, dude. I know you did. He's in a hospital right now. Shit's killing me today. Fish off. You're probably one of the guys that overfished the area where the flounder, right? And now they're this big. Am I right? I know you. You're out there getting it. You're not the flounders when we were kids. Used to be like this, right? Now they're like this. They look like M. Reyes' pea brain. So some of these people are like catfish bottom feeders. Oh, you should take a look at my Twitter page, my X account right now. These guys are psycho. Yeah, Xander made me stop using a word. I'm going to stop using it. I promise, Big Z. I will. I've been using a word too much to describe some of these people, so I don't know. Okay? I bet you did. New Jersey maniac here. You get walleye down there? Do you? That's good, man. That's good. All right. We're going to talk to our friend here in a couple of minutes here. Okay. Still's a bottom feeding shrimp. No, that'd be your boy N'Kobe. Is he hurt? What is he? Where we go? Is he hurt? So, like, let me ask you this one. On the Pro Bowl list, no Hurts? No Hurts? No AJ? No Devontae? No Goddard? No Barkley? That's $200 million well spent. I could just see Jeffrey Lurie now. Oh, hang on. Let me add it up. 50 mil Hurts. What's it with AJ? 32? Okay. So that's 82. AJ. 25 for the guy, Devontae. Okay. 25. That's 107. Okay. So that's Devontae. What is it? 10 for Goddard? That's 117, Goddard. What is it? Barkley, 20? All right. 20. There's 137. So hang on. It's 25-2 for both tackles. That's 50, right? That's like 55, 53 million, right? All right. Jesus. Well, oh, that's Cam Jurgens too. It's 210 now. So, wait a minute. I got to take Cam off because Cam made the Pro Bowl. So we'll take Cam off. So you got $195 million bucks. And not one of them guys made the Pro Bowl. Okay? No. No. $195 million bucks worth of players. And not one of those guys made the Pro Bowl. What a return on investment. I mean, let's see here. Let's go up here to the NFC. Let me see who made it instead of these guys. So let's come down here. Where are they? Here we go. So Sam Darnold made the Pro Bowl over Hurts. Sam Darnold, who's been cut 3 times. Okay. All righty. Running backs, Gibbs for sure. McCaffrey, you guys say he's broken down. And Bijan. No Barkley? Most of you guys in here, including M. Reyes, thought that guy was going to go for 2K 2 years in a row. Oops. Receivers, surely you're somebody. Puka, Pickens, Smith, and a Brown. Oh, but I'm a St. Brown. No Devontae, no AJ. Tight end, 10 million. Offensive tackles, both of them, 25 million apiece. Nobody. You got a 38-year-old Trent Williams. 38-year-old Trent Williams made it. What happened? I mean, right? Hey, you got to give Howie a lot of love on this one. That guy can't draft corners to save his life. He got 2 of them in the Pro Bowl. That's pretty damn good in one draft. Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. Dude, that guy can't say – that guy could not draft a corner or a safety to save his life his entire time as the director of football operations and personnel. But he got him right in one draft. That makes me also think, can he do it? And was that maybe a one-off? Okay? Can he do it again? Because secondary guys, let's see. So far in the secondary, outside of Cooper DeJean, we'll see what Makuba does. And we'll see if Makuba's able to, come back next year and give them a little bit more. Ben Laurie happy with the ROI when he looks at the second trophy, though. That would be a third trophy. Return on investment. You think he's happy with the offense being where it is? All right. Jalen Carter made the Pro Bowl and Jordan Davis didn't. One guy's perceived as a 3-down player, and the other guy is perceived as a 2-down player. Okay? Why didn't Goddard make it? He's having a good year. He's not better than the other guys, McBride and Kittle. He's not better than them. And they only picked 2. So he's having a really good year. He's going to make a lot of money in the offseason. He really is. He's going to make a ton of money. I agree. All kidding aside, I agree. How in the hell did Kelce make the Pro Bowl with all those drop passes? I think his numbers are not bad this year. And I agree. I think he's had a ton of drops this year. But I think he's had a pretty decent season, dude. Let me take a look at him. And that's a reputation. Okay? That's a reputation deal here. So let me see where he is. Travis Kelce. Here's Kelce. He's at 803. He's got 68 catches. And he's on pace for 77 and 910 yards and 6 touchdowns. It's not bad for a 35 or 36-year-old tight end, whatever he is. Okay, but it's a reputation. Okay? What is that, an epiphany? What they have, Sills? He got the ring last year, and he's in the playoffs again for the 5th straight year. Okay, so you're putting that on the quarterback then, not the team. All right. You know the Pro Bowls of popularity contests. Well, those popularity contests get you paid incentives, dude. You keep missing the point. You guys look at it as a fan and go, it's a nothing burger. Players want that on their resume. That's how you get paid. You get paid on your performance and you get paid on Pro Bowls, dude. You guys are missing it. All right. I had to check in with my teammate, and I had to check in with him. And folks, I'll tell you what. I think if Bernie wasn't in the shape he's in right now, I saw Phillip Rivers last night. And I don't know, man. I think Bernie may have a couple plays left in him. I saw this guy going from here. Bernie Kosar can complete them passes. By the way, the Cleveland Browns haven't been to an AFC Championship game. Only 2 quarterbacks really have taken them to AFC Championship games. I think Brian Sipe did, and I think Bernie Kosar has in the last 50 years. Okay? I mean, by the way, Sipe, who I know very well because he went to San Diego State, me and him are friends, is a former MVP. Well, I am so happy to see his face during this Christmas week. And folks, we are going to check in with our friend and my Kane teammate, the legendary Bernie Kosar. Here he is with us now. How you doing, Bernie? You better, baby. How you
better? Happy holiday week, my man.
How you feeling, Dan? How you feeling, Bern?
You know, I'm literally 1 month out from a liver transplant, Dan. And for being able to talk to you today and to be able to just feel on top of my game in terms of getting healthy and stuff, in terms of it truly is a holiday blessed season for me.
Absolutely. Bernie, this whole journey for you during this last couple months, just take me in there, man. Did you ever give up where you're sitting there and you're such a guy that always has that great passion for life. You've always had that. You've always had that positive mental attitude. Did you ever at any time, ever sit there and did the moment ever get to you or become too big again where you kind of doubted where you were in your process?
Wow, what an awesome question. And as much on holiday week with all these awesome playoff ramifications coming and the college football playoffs and all the awesome games that are materializing, all the kind of love and support and emotion as we get older that we have with the kind of nostalgia and blessings of our family, all kind of culminate in kind of a week like this. And I'd love to be able to tell you and say that it was easy to not get like that and to not give up or to not get down. But the truth is, and I'm not trying to amplify a situation in that, but man, when you do get liver transplant and you have liver disease like this and you were touch and go like I was at different times over the last couple of years, and then to have way too many kind of close calls like I've had in the last 6 months and to really be able to pull through it. It's almost like we had said earlier, a blessing. But Dan, I say it not to look good in that, that here, I'm a 62-year-old guy that still wants to be able to throw the ball like the 44-year-old grandpa, father of 10, Phillip Rivers, who, yeah, the results didn't end up in terms of a W last night, but they really played good football. And to play San Francisco like that, for him to play really top quality football like that was super impressive. So I am doing way better, but post-liver transplant, they haven't medicated me enough, so I am not doing pain meds. So I'm not sedated enough to actually think that at 62 I could be Phillip Rivers out there. But I really do love watching him play out there. And actually, the football side of it, the guy who hasn't played football like Phillip Rivers in 5 years, yet he has that confidence and that belief in himself. And then he's not afraid to fail. So, like, yeah, he's up for the Hall of Fame. He's jeopardizing what voters may say for him in the Hall of Fame. And what does football teach us, Dan? You and me kind of have this to a degree, too. We could pretend to not care about the ramifications and just know to go for it. And in football, you never turn down a challenge and you never contemplate quitting. And, man, we've been down in games, and you're down and out, and you want to quit, and the probability and statistics say that you're not going to come back and win. Well, it's almost like the same thing here in this health and wellness journey. You know, when you're talking about winning and losing a game, that sometimes is we put a lot of pressure on it, but that's sometimes not as much as maybe winning and losing it, staying alive in life. And, man, football really taught me to never quit. That Jimmy Johnson somehow, some way, figure out a way to win the game. Somehow, some way, figuring out a way to stay alive and to not let your mind get weak. Remember, Dan, when we were feeling sorry for ourselves out at training camp? You transferred in, and we're doing 2-a-days, and Jimmy Johnson would walk during stretching. And we were young punks. Okay, we were 18, 19, 20. We didn't understand him saying, let the mind control the body, not the body control the mind. Well, man, you know, that goofy little that little phrase, here I am, 62 years old. I'm supposedly an adult, but I'm not letting the mind control the body, or I'm letting my mind control the body. I'm not letting my body control the mind. And I learned that in football. And God, this holiday season and going through this crap with transplants and infections and, almost bleeding out a couple times. God, that's couldn't have been any more helpful in having me being able to be here today and really be fired up to be talking about it.
Let me tell you something, Bern. We've been watching and we've been praying for you, man. And, you've gone on such an emotional journey here over the last couple months here. And I saw the donor and I saw the family of the donor that, I saw the young kid, and you know what it did for me? It just made me go like this, man. It made me just really feel like I'm like, man, for you, Bernie, too, somebody donating that had an unfortunate situation. It was a match for you. Not only physically, though, Bernie, for you, but emotionally, because then there's another family that's going through another grieving process, but yet in a way helping you, kind of in a way extend that guy's memory in a way, living through you. Just a little bit on that for you and how you took that part of the journey.
Wow, Dan, that's like got goosebumps / I'm trying to buy a little bit of time to collect back the tears and stuff. So, from a local perspective, kind of a lot's been talked about this here in Northeast Ohio, but kind of on your podcast and more of a national perspective. If you and me were going to tell this story, okay, this is Christmas time of the year. I'm a Mr. Mom with 3 awesome daughters and a son. So my daughters, we're into the Christmas movies, the AMC, the Disney Channel type stuff, the nostalgia type, good feeling type stuff. Well, if you start talking about how this young man, 21 years old, on the west side of Cleveland, and I'm talking to you right now, I'm here on the east side of Cleveland, and we're somewhat segregated, sometimes like countries and areas where east and west side, thinks a little differently. But at the end of the day, we're all Clevelanders on one side of town and stuff. And we're literally a half hour away from each other. And I almost, I want to say this in the spirit of happiness and in the spirit of the holiday season and with the ultimate in respect. But to be so excited, to be happy, to be feeling so positively good right now is such an awesome blessing. And then to think the complete antithesis is happening on the other side of the city. And for the Bryce Dunlop family, for his mother, Kimberly, for his father, Adam, as a Mr. Mom with 4 kids, I have 3 daughters and 1 son. Dan, I can't imagine if I lost my only son. For Adam and for Kimberly, it's nice and it's so awesome that they're Browns fans. But I mean, if you do a Disney World movie on this and you say, look, I was in the hospital on a weekend, basically close to passing away, and had too close a call a couple weeks before. And I was supposed to get a liver from somebody else, and that fell through. And literally, I was getting sent back home in really bad shape, not with a chance to get a liver, and the Browns were going to play the next day. And Bryce Dunlop and his father sitting around talking, and he just happened that week to be going to renew his license, and he signs up to be an organ donor. And his father and him, here's a healthy young 21-year-old who didn't drink, didn't do drugs, and good health. And here he is on a Saturday and Sunday afternoon saying how, God, I love the Browns. And hey, Dad, I signed up, for this organ thing. And, you're in good health. And all of a sudden they kind of say, well, God, if something happens, I should direct it to Bernie Kosar. Not even thinking that a 21-year-old could the very next day. And I know the Browns were having a tough season, but man, to have an aneurysm during the game and to have that happen, and then for the day before, for them to have kind of directed it towards me, that's nice. It's incredibly emotional and humbling to hear that. But then really, you have to hit the lotto again. Like, just because I want to give you, Dan, if I want to give you my liver, that doesn't mean you could take it. You have to hit the lotto again in terms of having a match. So for this beautiful young man and his family to be going through such tragic situations, and then spiritually at this holiday season, again, not to get over corny as a scarred Catholic who's somewhat down on the Catholicism, but from a spirituality standpoint, feel is more spiritual today than I did when I was playing. From a spirituality standpoint, I'm just holding back tears in terms of, I know that God's watching over me, and I know that they are watching over Bryce and his family. And again, it's easy to say this, but I genuinely mean it. Bryce is looking down from above on me, but I also feel him a part of me. And the way the holistic things that I'm doing, Dan, coupled with the awesome doctors and stuff, I could actually feel myself almost getting younger and healing, Justin, and look in the last couple of months of you and me talking, and literally yesterday, Monday, was just 1 month ago that I had the transplant.
It's an incredible story. It is utterly an incredible story, and I am emotional for you, man, because again, you're the most important person in our program's history, because the face that, you put on our program with that game and what you meant to all of us. Like I told Jimmy Johnson 3 nights ago when I told him I was probably getting you on, depending on your health. I told him, I go, I'm not a hurricane without you. I mean, Bernie, so I want you to know you affected so many people. And, I'm so glad that we could sit around and maybe, talk a little football too. And, I want to get into something that you said about Phillip Rivers, and I'd like to get your thoughts on it. Like, it's funny, when I watched him come to the line of scrimmage last night, and I was trying to explain this earlier to people, did you see the difference in the guys that when like you played, being able to dissect defenses? And there's a 44-year-old guy coming off his couch, eating Fritos. He's 25 pounds overweight, and he's just making plays. Bernie, is that one of the things that when you watch today's NFL, what you guys were taught in dissecting defense to what you're saying? I think the guys are great athletes today. I'm not dismissing that. But the intelligence of the game, the football IQ of the game, do you think these guys today are being told and taught what you guys were taught and how you saw the game?
So it's a lot tougher for the young guys today. And I'll tell you why, Dan. I'm not picking on them and I'm not picking on the coaches, but because of technology and just because like we're doing a Zoom call right now and we're doing a podcast, 45 years ago, we didn't have this type of these things to do. Okay. So the ability now to understand what's going on offensively and to have kind of technology around you, it is helpful for things like this. Awesome way to communicate, awesome way to spread a message and stuff. I don't believe technology is a good way to help raise a young quarterback.
Huh.
The ability, okay, there was not, I'm going to show my age right now, and I'm not an old man who is fighting technology, okay? But I started in the league, by the end of my career in the league in the early mid-90s, was right when the microphone started, right when the headset started. Dan, there's nothing worse in my head than having a bunch of coaches screaming at me what the plays are. I know the plays, bro. I know what the defenses are. I know what their responsibilities are. I don't need all the yelling in my head and coaching. So now what you're seeing, what you saw, last night, you see Philip Rivers come up. The coach respects him. He knows he got it. He doesn't have to when the 30-second clock is down at 12 seconds. And you defensive guys are disguising. You D linemen are stemming from your 34 front to an under eagle, moving on up. The secondary guys are moving behind. Well, I don't need the coach to tell me that. I could see that. So in the old days, Howard Snellenberger, Don Shula, Jimmy Johnson mandated that the quarterback had to know all that stuff and that nobody was going to talk to him and that he had to be able to be prepared to end up that. Now, because the coach could talk to you the whole time, and because it is so serious, and because I actually believe in it too, I probably would have a trouble if I was on the sidelines being the head coach, because I'd be able to read the signals. I'd be able to see exactly what they're doing. I'm able to steal the other team's signals too. I mean, when the guys are over there going 4-3 under cover 2, like, that's your fault, bro. I stole it. Okay. Okay. That's 100% on you. Okay. So like I could see how if I'm a coach, at 12, 10 seconds, hey man, they're blitzing, check to the bubble screen or hit the check down or those type things. Well, that actually inhibits a quarterback from really developing himself. So I really believe that, again, I'm going to sound like the old guy. Mentally, I really believe even though my athleticism was off, I really believe that it would be really successful offensively today. But I'll tell you the guys that I really think would be dominant NFL players in this era would be the guys that had the intelligence level, kind of like myself, but then had the athletic ability. So Elway, Steve Young.
Yeah.
Okay? Steve Young in this system, in this world today where you're not allowed to hit quarterbacks and you're allowed to run and then you could move around. And if you ever touch you're you get a good call, and then you're able to add on to the play and add those extra couple seconds where you defensive guys, defensive backs, man, you guys are in a real tough spot these days. You can't touch anybody. You can't get a jam on number 2 and number 3. So you're trying to play cover 4 and cover 2 without jamming the slots. So I can get free releases. I can get up on safeties super quick right now. We're back 40 years ago. The DBs, they just mugged receivers. So it took you instead of getting up on the safety in 10 yards in 0.6 seconds, you're having to play patty cake and tackle and holding with the DB. So you're getting up on the safety in 1.2 seconds. Well, that delta of 0.4, 0.6 seconds, that makes a big difference. So today, them athletic quarterbacks that are super intelligent, and again, I'm missing some guys, but, Steve Young absolutely comes to mind. Those kind of guys would be super dominant today. And that's why I think you see the quarterbacks today that are mentally have the game, but then physically could add to the play.
If you're feeling up to it, Bern, I got a couple more questions for you. Okay, good. All right. So I had a problem with Jalen Hurts, his offensive coordinator, Kevin Patullo. Not that the fact that the guy's not an intelligent guy, because he obviously has been in the building for 5 years. My problem with Kevin Patullo is he's never called the game in his life. This is a first-time play caller. And to me, Bernie, I think you have to have a feel for the game of situational play calling, and that comes with experience. During your time, you went up from wide receiver coach. You went to quarterback coach. Then you got elevated into being a coordinator because, again, you had these quarterbacks that knew exactly. You're not putting a first-year play caller in the room with you. You would look at that guy and go like this, bro, I've forgotten more football than you've ever called, let alone the fact. How much does that play a factor for an experienced guy when you have a first-year play caller, Bernie, where sometimes you're out there and you're like, no, that doesn't make sense. How much do you have to take control of that when you have somebody that's in that position?
Yeah, that's a great point and a great question and super tricky. So I do this You Matter, okay? It's for self-confidence and self-esteem. Okay, we all say we believe in ourselves, but deep down, we don't.
Right.
All of us have self-doubt. And even though we'll say we always believe and we never doubt ourselves, that's absolutely not true. And when you are a young quarterback and you have not done it yet, or you're young at anything, there are those doubts that creep into your head and stuff. And we tend to focus, and people tend to focus on just us players as being inexperienced. I'm not trying to pick on coaches, okay? But coaches need experience just like us players. And there is a feel for that. And just like Howard Snellenberger and Jimmy Johnson, whether it was right or wrong, they gave me such belief in myself that I believed the decisions I made were going to work and that was the best thing to do. Even if I was wrong, they wanted me to believe unequivocally 100% of myself. And when the organization, when the team, and the people you really listen to believe in you, and they're saying all that, it amplifies. Your chest sticks out. I'm able to make that check, bro, with 4 seconds to go and get it off at 0.2 seconds before the delay of game comes. And I have the courage, like Jalen Hurts does, on 4th and 2, okay, to not throw a bubble screen and to throw a fade to A.J. Brown. Okay, that takes courage because coaches will yell at you just like humans will yell at you. Oh, it was 3rd and 1. It was 4th and the length of a Johnson, and you threw it. Okay, you gotta have confidence in yourself to do that as a player. And I say that maybe over detail of us players. It exactly happens the same way with coaches and play callers. You know, if you're getting picked on, even if you as a player and even if you as the head coach or assistant coach, you don't have to say, hey, Dan, you're blowing it. You can't call plays. But sometimes, you know, with the way it goes, you don't feel as confident in yourself. And until you actually really do it, it's really hard to have that belief to pull the trigger that on 4th and 1.5 or 2nd and 1. You know, like there's times where you have wasted plays where you could kind of go for it, you know, or establish something to set up something to do later. I don't really see that as much this year with Philadelphia. And I believe they could use a little more confidence in themselves in what they're doing.
So you're saying, Bernie, that not just quarterbacks, but play callers lose confidence too.
Oh, absolutely.
And like because again, get this guy, Kevin Petula, somebody went to his house. They threw eggs at his house. They were like all kinds, fire Petula, get him out of here. And all of a sudden, when you see a stagnant offense, and it was stagnant pretty much a couple weeks ago, where people were like, they were even talking about benching Jalen Hurts. So as a play caller, he also takes that on.
Yeah, I don't know Kevin good enough. So I am not at all suggesting that he is effective like this. But just as a wannabe psychologist, and Jimmy Johnson was a psychologist, and that is what the business we're in is quarterbacking and leading people is you got to psychologically see what makes us click and what makes us, optimize ourselves, and then what makes us crash and burn. And to have all of those distractions and to have all of the self-doubt and even internally, they say the right things publicly, but internally, they have those sideways looks at each other, during the game. And the sideline looks a little, heated at times in terms of, hey, come on, man, what are we doing? So I do believe it's super hard to pull the trigger on creative type things, especially if it's, trick plays and the kind of game plan type plays. And then, you get called out for being maybe a little too conservative, and then you maybe try to go the other way, and you try to do too much. And really, at the end of the day, again, Philadelphia, we want to be like this in Cleveland. We want to be a meat and potatoes. We want to be a tough guy team. Philadelphia got a Super Bowl last year with an awesome defensive line and offensive line, and Barkley running the ball. And the cohesiveness of the O-line play has lots been talked about it, but it's not exactly there. And that makes it a little harder to be a little aggressive and creative in your play calling.
Two last questions here for you. Do you think Shedeur Sanders is the future in Cleveland?
So I'm really enjoying how Shedeur is playing right now. Really enjoying how he's playing. And, where you pick and what your options are, are to be determined. And I haven't really studied all that stuff, but I really enjoy him playing. And this isn't me being a homer right now. It isn't me trying because I like Dion and, we go back decades and that type stuff. Because I can absolutely separate our friendship from can you play, and Shedeur Sanders can play. And look, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to cause any issues here in Cleveland, but we got 3 wins and we're not any good for a reason. Okay. And as quarterbacks, I know we get looked at as we win and lose games by ourselves. We absolutely could lose games by ourselves, but we are victims or beneficiaries of the guys around us. Okay. And look, you guys are struggling and mad in Philadelphia, and you're going to the playoffs and you won a Super Bowl. And you've got a way better offensive line than we have in Cleveland. Yeah, you guys want to crucify your offensive line. You can imagine what we're doing to our offensive line here, and the siege that Shedeur's under. So we lost to Tennessee 2 weeks ago, and I haven't followed the Titans that much, but they have a guy, Simmons, 98, lineman,
Jeffrey Simmons. He's spectacular.
He eats humans for a living. I mean, he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Pressure like that Shedeur is getting on him up the middle. Okay. And then we have some issues at our tackle position. And then I use this joke a lot that the United States of America, we're a great country that's built on the separation of church and state. Well, great football teams and great quarterbacks are built on the separation of defensive backs and wide receivers. And our wide receivers are void of any separation right now. So, with pressure on a quarterback and with receivers that aren't getting separation, you're really in a tough spot. And Shador's handled it super well.
Okay, so lastly here. So when I saw the defense of the Hurricanes last weekend in that playoff game against A&M, I'm going to close my eyes here, Bernie, and I said, Bernie Kosar leading us and Kenny Calhoun knocking down a pass, and we get an interception. And I thought about that night, and I thought about what you did that night, and I thought about how our program has been walking in the wilderness for the last 20 years. That must have been so rewarding for you to see us win a huge game again, because really, Bernie, the Florida State game that year in 83, how you came back after that 28-3 ass kicking against the Gators in the opener, and how you went on to win 11 in a row after that for us to win the national title. You must be so rewarding to see with all the things you've gone through. One of the things you love the most is the U, and to see that and how that was for Mario. He texted me right after the game, and I was so thrilled for everybody. And I thought of you, man. I thought about you winning that very first
Well,
game.
I thought about it. Well, thanks. I thought about us talking about just these type things, and again, we're biased towards the U. And we're funny here in Ohio now that it's going to be a reunion game of Ohio State and the Canes from the Fiesta Bowl from us old guys. So yeah. But what the Canes, and this isn't just because we're Canes and trying to glorify it, but the game of football is evolving, okay? And the Canes in the 83, okay, when we won the national championship, we were not a spread fired around the world team, okay? We were a running team that threw bombs, okay? And you weren't allowed to blitz us because we threw bombs against you. And we knew how to do that. But we were a physical running team. And supplemented that by the coach allowing me to throw a lot of deep throws. And the game of football, especially a half dozen years ago, evolved to, oh my God, it's spread. We're going to run we're not running games, not important. Bunch of little people, no disrespect out there, but a bunch of smaller people that are less violent, okay? And this is a holiday type of the season. I'm a spiritual healer in the fourth quarter of my life. I want to see everybody healthy and not getting hurt. That is not how you win football games, especially this time of the year. And you do not get a national championship by being passive and timid. And to go back to, and Mario won his national championships as that spread kind of spread guy.
In space.
For him and for us, look, we won the game the other day because our defensive line is way tougher, like the old days when I'm not trying to show you when you were there, but like there's 7 of you guys now after people. And then the offensive line and the running game. And when you get a game like Carson Beck has veteran experience and stuff, but that game was miserable to throw. It was 30-mile-an-hour winds. That was a defensive day. And now to be able to run the ball and physically dominate like we did, and then not make mistakes, unfortunately, like the Texas A&M quarterbacks, you could see we deserved to win that game. It wasn't a fluke game. It wasn't an upset. We were better than them at their place, and we were better than them because we were more physical. It wasn't lucky. It wasn't game plan. And that actually bodes well for these upcoming next couple games.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bern, I'm going to let you roll here, and I'm going to say this to you, that I am so happy. I even reached out to many people in the Browns organization, and I really just absolutely love the fact that how much love they've shown you. The Hurricanes, Mario told me a couple weeks ago he reached out to you before you got your liver. He told me that he had reached out to you too as well. So everybody loves you so much, and I want you to know that going into the holidays here. I had to talk to you, dude. I mean,
time, brother.
I just really did. I've been checking on you, and you're somebody that really matters to us all, man. I mean it. You really matter to us, man.
Oh, thank you, brother. You matter too, bud.
Love
Happy
you, man.
To you.
You bet. Happy holidays to you, Bernie. Thank you so much, man. We love you so much. Tell your family we said happy holidays too. And go Canes.
Go Canes. You matter. Love you, brother.
Love you too, man. Bernie Kosar. Absolutely. Man, I love that man. Just no question about it. I mean, I thought about him when we won the national title. I thought about it when all the great games that we had had. I mean, this guy's the first face of our program, guys. He really is. All right. I never thought about that on Kevin Patullo. And I never thought about that on developing of quarterbacks until Bernie Kosar just said it. Guys, can you imagine? Now I know why the difference in the knowledge of the game. Okay? The knowledge of the game. Think about this. Those guys never had. They never had people in their ear. They had to know where to throw the ball. They didn't have people like screaming at Jalen Hurts in the huddle. Hey, run this play, run that play, run this play, run that play, run. You get into the line of scrimmage. That's why Phillip Rivers, when he got to the line of scrimmage last night, Phillip knew where to go with the ball. He knew exactly where to go. And he don't need a guy in his ear. Can you imagine all the people that are talking between Sirianni and Kevin Patullo, maybe even Jeff Stoutland, and you got coaches in the quarterback's ear? No wonder these guys, sometimes when they get to the line of scrimmage, what the fuck do you want us to run? Bernie had none of that. Elway had none of that. Marino had none of that. They got to the line of scrimmage and they had to make shit happen. Here's the play. They signal it in. You have to make the play when you get to the line of scrimmage, and you've got to figure it out. That's teaching you the knowledge of the game. The technology of the game, I never thought about that. The technology of the game is getting in the way of teaching the quarterbacks how to read defenses. It makes sense. You got so many people on the sidelines going, make sure you see that two-eye safety up there. Maybe he drops down and he gets down in that banjo and he starts to slide. Maybe make sure you don't look at that as a priest. You're hearing all this as you're looking, and these guys are talking in your ear. You're not being taught how to read defenses. You're being told how to read it. And I think that's one of the reasons why Fangio is more successful on that side of the ball. I think it makes complete sense. Technology is getting in the way of teaching today's quarterback. You got the tablets on the sidelines. Shit, there were no tablets for Marino and them guys. Those guys had to come to the line of scrimmage and they had to figure it out themselves. Somebody show you something different, you had to understand the defenses on what's being thrown at you. That is such a fucking great point. I mean, incredible. Bernie was amazing, Sills. You don't understand what type of people get put into your life until you know God works in mysterious ways. I'm thankful for all the lessons he gives. Yeah, me too. God is a major focus and an inspiration in my life. I'm thankful for every single thing I've ever gotten in my entire life. I'm thankful for my grandparents. I'm thankful for my aunt. I'm thankful for my kid. I'm thankful for my wife. I'm thankful for my opportunity to get to talk to you. I am thankful in my life. I've never wished I was anybody else. And I'm so grateful to things that are about to happen as well. And things that I don't even know will happen, good or bad. You can't lose faith. You can't lose focus. Faith and focus. You lose that, you let go of the rope, it's over. You never know when your opportunity's around the corner. Do you know why I'm better than most people? Because I don't surrender. I'm not more talented than you. I'm not more gifted than you. I will outlast you. And that's why I keep going. I'm not better than anybody. Never have been. Never will be. I'll tell you what I have done. I've become unique, and I never let go of the rope. I will never let go of the rope. Let go of the rope. I tell people this all the time. I am a person that has never had a finish line. The day you run through the tape, It's over. You might as well quit. You don't running through the tape. I don't have a finish line. I have a start line. I'm not looking for a finish line. I don't want a finish line. That means it's over. I'm still in the race. Seals, why do you think I don't have Tom Brady as the GOAT? Montana never had access to the same shit Brady had. I'm with you. I think Tom Brady is a phenomenal football player. Montana is the greatest quarterback I've ever seen on a football field. Just dissecting and Bill Walsh teaching him how to play the quarterback position. And you got Reggie White and Lawrence Taylor chasing you down. And they could do anything they want to you. And Montana completing passes. Broken sternums. Broken bones. And even Lawrence Taylor says it. That guy's the GOAT. You couldn't do anything to Joe. And Lawrence Taylor said, I would knock the GOAT out of Tom Brady. You're going to have to put me in a coffin for me to stop. That's what I agree. You will outcast us at the buffet. Joking, Sills. Love you. All good, bro. I don't go to buffets. I don't eat desserts. I don't eat any of that. You guys would be shocked. I have dinner. I'll have a sandwich before I do my show. That's all I eat. I'm just a big dude. Big Sills. Big dude. Big Sills. I think you'd be shocked. Oh, then again, I will eat clams. Xander still gets on my shit for me eating clams. Okay, like at Hooters. By the way, our boy will join us at the bottom of the hour. Sills, you're still an asshole, but we accept it now. Can't choose your family. I love my family. Are you kidding me? I love my family, man. That's how I was raised. I was raised with a gigantic Italian family. You guys, my family's still big now, but my family when I was younger was probably 3 times the size. We never went to restaurants. If we ever did, it was like a super occasion. We went to our, Aunt Leela's house for a pool party. Everybody bought a plate of manigat. Or that we would bring zucchini. We would bring stuffed artichokes, what have you. Everybody would bring a plate. And that's what we did. Okay? That's right, Kyle. Whoever the loudest, that's my grandfather. Whoever the loudest wins. We used to have a guy named George Russo come over. My aunt's in here now watching this. We used to have this guy, George Russo, was a fireman with my grandfather in Stanford. This guy would come over. My grandfather would close the windows because this guy was so loud. Like animals. My grandfather used to go like this. We sound like animals. Like animals in here. It was great, loudest. And I told you this. One thing I do miss about the holidays is when my aunt's not crying. I don't know, man. My aunt used to have to always cry. When my aunt cried, we had a great holiday. Sills just eats a lot. I guess so, man. We love you, Sills. Just like we love to see the dentist. Hey, I got a little bit of an update for you, man. We're going to start doing something with Sports Grid on Saturdays. And it's all because of you guys here at JAKIB. We will never leave this job until someone kicks our ass out. This is my main thing. But Sports Grid asked me today to start doing some stuff. We're going to start. I'll give you more details. I think it's going to start January 2nd. And we're going to start doing some weekends with those guys. And we really appreciate it. And we got the word this morning. So, I'll be working even harder here. So we're looking forward to that. By the way, Coach Jason Brown couldn't do it today. He said that he will do it next week. So we'll have him on then too. Bernie Kosar did a lot for the U and still the greatest quarterback in Browns history. Love Bernie Kosar. Okay. Bernie has a Super Bowl ring with the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, he does win a playoff game when Aikman got hurt too. Still's keeping the main thing. All right. So now we're about to find out whether whether that Chicago game was the real thing, or like Xander says, it's a one-off. Chicago game doesn't count. Xander's like, the Chicago game doesn't count. And, just like the so far we got 2 games that don't count, according to the Eagle guys. You ready? The Charger game doesn't count, and the Bear game don't count. He had all the turnovers against the number 3 ranked defense and the Chargers. That don't count. And the Bears game don't count. We don't count those games. Those games don't count. People will figure it out. I believe Vic will figure it out. And I believe that Jalen Hurts will figure it out. You got to love Eagle fans. The Charger game, that's an outlier. What about the Bear game? That's an outlier too. Okay. That's an outlier. By the way, Big Z will be at the bottom of the hour. How you doing? I heard this guy talking. The Bear game. Vic will come up with, him and John were going, yeah, Vic will figure this out, draw this up here, paint this over here, use this guy over here, go over here, dot the I, cross the T, do this, do that, over here, how you doing? And the Bear game won't matter. It's one of. Hurts had 5 turnovers. Fuck that. What are you, crazy? Excuse me, Aunt Betty. What do you mean? That's an outlier. They don't count. That's what I heard John and Big Z saying today. People also, too, at IP. Don't count. Fangio will figure it out. He'll figure it out. Because that's who they are. Those guys will take care of it. They'll get to that chalkboard, and you know what they'll do? They're going to do surgery on that defense to make sure the Chicago Bears don't kick our ass again and run the ball for 300 yards down our faces. We're going to duck this time. See, that's the difference between passing the ball for 500 yards and running the ball. There ain't no hiding when someone runs you over. They're going to run you over again. Did you not see that happen last year? How many times do you think teams thought that they had the formula to stop the Eagle run game? What, 14 weeks? Anybody stop it? Did anybody really stop it? The Eagles last year went just like this. I'm going to run here. There's nothing you can do about it. I don't give a shit if you have a 10 front. You ain't stopping it. And they ran you over. Mike Tyson had a great line all the time. You know what it is? Everyone's got a plan until you get punched in the head. Then he get punched in the head. Oh, shit. Maybe that 5 front ain't what it is. Maybe that 5 front, he drew it up on a board. Yeah, but you're getting your ass kicked again. But Vic will figure it out. I heard John go, I got major confidence in Vic. Yeah, well, Vic don't make it all work. Signed, Bryce Huff. Okay? Signed. Oh, by the way, congratulations. Kevin Byard made the Pro Bowl. Funny, the Eagles couldn't figure out how to use him. Interesting. Ooh, I guess that guy wasn't out of gas. They just didn't know how to use him. Am I right? When Kevin Byard was on the team, Sean Desai and what's his name? Matt Patricia didn't know how to use him. The guy just made the Pro Bowl. So Howie was right. The coaching sucked. Howie wasn't wrong making that deal with Tennessee to bring him in. The coaches didn't know how to use him. Okay? That was a coaching mistake. That guy's on the Pro Bowl. He's a Pro Bowler now with the Bears. So Howie wasn't wrong. Howie got, when I saw Kevin Byard's name on that Pro Bowl list, Howie Roseman was vindicated. That guy didn't suck. And remember, they restructured the contract to make the move to bring him in? They were right. The front office was right. Okay? The front office was right in that move. Coaching didn't know what to do with him. Correct? So the new trends have come out for the Buffalo Bills. By the way, top 10 teams, top 10 quarterbacks when my boy Big Z hits in here. All right? Sills, 49ers are forced to play Huff. I think the 49ers are getting better. I don't know how good they are. By the way, I didn't finish that. Here is the playoffs right now. Green Bay at Chicago in the wild card. The Los Angeles Rams at Lincoln Financial versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Wild card. Hey, either way, if it holds suit, no matter what, you're playing in the wild card. You got to go 4 like you did a year ago. You're not going to have the ability to go 3. So that's out. You got to play an extra game. Now, you're hoping you don't have to leave your barn or your city. And San Francisco at Tampa Bay. San Francisco's going to win that game. San Francisco will win that ball game. And then get this. Seattle will probably beat San Francisco, which means this. Seattle might make it all the way to I think Seattle's going to make it to the NFC Championship game. They get the bye. Then they're going to beat, in my opinion, San Francisco in the divisional round. And I think Seattle's going to have the easiest road to the NFC Championship game. And you're going to have to go to Seattle. San Francisco beating them would be a stretch. Do I think they could? Yeah. If Darnold turns the ball over, you're gonna have to go to. Oh, yeah, you're gonna have to go because I don't believe San Francisco is gonna win the West. And the NFC Championship game, if they beat them, the NFC Championship game would be in Philly. And the Rams and the Eagles would play in the opening round. Okay, so Seattle, I think, has the easiest road to get to the NFC title game. They'd have to go through Tampa Bay or San Francisco to get to the NFC Championship game. I'm not saying they win it, but Seattle would get San Fran and Tampa Bay. Those, in my opinion, are the 2 lesser teams in the NFC side. Green Bay, Chicago, depending on what Love looks like. The Rams, and hey, here's the one thing. What's Green Bay have that you would be concerned about? They play pretty good defense. What's the one thing Chicago does that you'd be concerned about if you're Philly? Well, they ran you over. What's the one thing that the Rams have? They got a complete football team, and every game that they've played in the last 3 games, including the last 2, my opinion, they were the better team. So they're going to catch you one of these times because they're just as good, if not better than you. The quarterback is superior to the guy in Philly. And Philadelphia, again, you don't really have any kryptonite over any of these teams, not one of them. You would say this, and I know I hear people going, Sam Darnold. Well, okay, Sam Darnold and your shitty offense. You make it sound like you've got some sort of high-powered offense. You don't. Here are the new trends for your offense. You're 22nd in total offense, and you're not getting better. You're playing shittier teams. You're 23rd passing attack in pro football. No wonder you don't have any Pro Bowlers. You're not that good. You're 15th in running the ball. You're in the middle of the league. You're average. And you're 24th in third down. You can't stay on the field. Now, here's where you're getting better. You're 12th in total defense. I don't believe that number. I think right now you're playing like a top 10 football team on defense. I do. And I don't give a shit about the Commanders, and I don't care about the Raider game. This has gone on for me since you played Green Bay and Detroit. And how do I look at the Chicago game? That's why I keep telling you, this Bills team this weekend will tell me more about that defense. If they run the football down your throat, you got a problem. You got a big problem. If you stop it, that is an outlier. We're going to find out. The Eagle defense is 21st versus the run. So let me get this right. Heading into this football game, you're 21st in stopping the run, and you're taking on the number one run offense in pro football. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. You're third in scoring. Excellent. You're fourth in red zone. Excellent. You're 18th in third down. Teams drive the ball on you. You know why teams drive the ball on you? Because you are 21st against the run. Those trends tell you what you are. Why are you struggling on third down defense? It's because you're not very good in stopping the run. You guys keep telling me about these two defensive tackles you have. All year long, you haven't stopped the run. You've hung around that number all year long. You're not a very good run-stopping defense. You haven't been all year. Even against shitty teams like the Raiders and Commanders, they've been able to move the sticks a bit on you. Remember, you were down 10-7 to Washington. Those two numbers are the things that will tell me a lot this weekend against Buffalo. If you stop the run and Buffalo can't stay on the field on third down, then you're really ascending. Then you really are looking up, okay? All right? You gave up 75 yards versus the fucking Raiders. So what? They blow. Stop. Glazed donut. Here are the Bills heading into this game with the new trends. They're fourth in total offense. One of the best units in pro football. They're 18th in passing. They're first in run offense. They're fourth in scoring. They're seventh in red zone. And they're fourth in third down. So let me get this right. The Bills are fourth in third down offense, which means they stay on the field. The Eagles are 18th in third down defense. There's the game right there. There's the game. Can you stop Buffalo? So far, against good football teams, you've only beaten two teams with a winning record in the last 3 months. Two teams, Detroit and Green Bay. And can you do that up there in Buffalo? We're going to find out. Here's where Buffalo, again, okay? Buffalo is 11th in total defense. Actually got a better rating than you. They're second in pass defense. Here's the game for the Eagle offense. They're not very good in stopping the run. Then again, Chicago wasn't. How do you protect that number 30th against the run if you're the Bills? Long sustained drives. Keeping Philly's offense on the bench is going to be the essential thing. Bills want to make this a fourth quarter football game, even though they're favored at home. They don't want to get into a shootout. They want this thing to be 21-17, like that. And they want to try to win this thing late. At home. 30th against the run. No excuses. You can't get that run game going. They're in the middle of the league in scoring defense. Not awful. Here's something here where the Eagles are going to have to do something. Now, I don't know how you're going to handle this. The Eagles are 24th and third down offense, which means you can't stay on the field. The Bills are 27th in third down defense. Who wins that battle? Both are not very good. That's a push. That's a push. There's no doubt this is going to come down to the offense of Philly. Can they consistently sustain drives? In this ball game, can they drive the ball? 10-play drive, 9-play drive. By the way, Jake Elliott might be a factor in this game if it's going to be this close. And I would say this if I was Nick, because you're trying to get to two-hole, Buffalo's trying to still position themselves in the AFC race. If I were Nick, if I got down in position to try to kick field goals and try to get points on the road, where I think it's going to be a premium getting points, I'm going to try to get some points here. Because I don't think it's going to be a 31-30 game. It's supposed to be snow up there. Now, again, what does that do to the kicking game? So there's a lot here to look at. By the way, real quick, the AFC, Denver gets the bye. Here's the games. Houston, New England. I'll tell you what, Houston's defense against that Drake May kid in Foxborough. Houston's in a dome. I'll take the Patriots in that bitch. Buffalo at Jacksonville. Holy cow. I might take the Jags at home. And then you would have the Chargers at Pittsburgh. Hey, by the way, I think the Chargers are getting to the AFC Championship game. I think they're getting there. I think there's like so much still to be played yet. Okay? That kid James Cook is some ball player. I didn't realize he was up near 1,500 yards. All right. So, Christmas week, my friends. See, I've been in a bubbly mood today. Haven't I or have I not? I love it, too, when I was listening to John and Xander today. They were going like, Chicago game didn't mean shit. That 5-turnover game with the Chargers, that's a 1-0-2. Screw those games, man. They don't mean anything. See, Aunt Betty, I said screw those games. Hey, see? These games don't matter, man. But the Eagles. All right. Without further ado, my man, who John McMullen says is all bamming up. He is my friend, Big Z. Xander Krause joins us now. How you doing, Big Z?
What's up, Big Sills? How you doing, brother?
How about that thing that Bernie said about technology?
Yeah, I thought that was awesome, man. Bernie's great. I mean, God bless him, man. God bless him. Liver transplant. Guy's got a great mentality. I think we could all learn a couple things from Bernie Kosar, couldn't we, in this holiday season?
Absolutely.
By the way, I poured myself a nice cup of eggnog for my appearance on the show today. All right?
Yeah.
Well, nothing like, what does Philly 500 call it? The nectar of the gods or something? He calls it something like that. And, man, I agree with him.
Boy, you better have that thing spiked after what I'm going to say here now. So wait a minute now. So let me get this going here. So Chicago and the Charger game, they don't mean shit to you, man. It was just outlier games, right? They don't mean anything to you there. Nothing, right?
Dude, what do we forget what the word outlier means? You goober. First off, the team got throttled in those two games. Offensively, in the Chargers game, Jalen Hurts had the worst game I've ever seen him play. Defensively, they got bullied by the Bears. You don't take them out of the mix. But something that my good friend, Dan Sileo, taught me a long time ago when he started talking on this channel was that you look for trends. You got to look for trends in this game. And I don't see a trend happening on this team where Hurts throws for 4 picks. It's happened once. And the defense gets run off for 281. It's a one-off. It's an outlier.
Well, you haven't been good against the run this year.
Yeah, but we haven't been that bad. I mean, we haven't lost
21st
because of the run.
You think
yeah,
21's good?
Why?
Well, because what? You going to give me injuries?
Well, do you think that the defense is the 21st best defense in pro football? Or
Not
do you
21st
think
best defense against the run.
Okay, do you think
I actually think you're a top 10 defense?
That's how I feel. Now, the numbers right now don't support your opinion or my opinion. Yeah.
I feel that on that side of the ball, you're trending up. By the way, we'll read all super chats. Please hit the like button. No. That side of the ball, I completely feel that it doesn't represent. Your offensive numbers are telling me, your trends tell me exactly who you are.
I agree.
That's who you are.
Offensively,
I don't buy that. I think the only thing that you've really struggled on has been 2 things, okay? Sustained drives, not getting off the field.
Yep.
And I think that does come with some injuries in your defense. But I also think that you're not that great against the run. I think teams have been able – I'm not saying gas you, Xander. I'm saying they keep themselves in ball games because when you're hanging around 20, okay, you're kind of okay. You're not great. Okay? You're just not. And so that's why this Buffalo game, the number 1 rushing attack in football, is going to tell me here, Buffalo is 4th in staying on the field offensively, and they're number 1 in rushing. You are defensively 18th in third down, and you're 21st in run. There's your football game Sunday.
Yeah,
you're going to take a look at that.
I mean, I don't disagree with that. My take more on the defense, and hey, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not professing to be the expert or the know-it-all. But my take on the defense is more that the numbers against the run are, and I think the overall defensive numbers, one, are lower than they should be because let's call a spade. In many ways, the defense has had to carry the water for the offense this year. And won them, I think, many of their games this year. Credit to them. But they've been on the field so many times that, naturally the numbers are going to be below baseline when you're playing 75 snaps a game or 80 snaps a game. The other side I look at is, as good as Vic Fangio is, the number 1 thing that Vic does isn't take away the run. It doesn't mean stopping the run's not important. It means he loves his zone coverages. He loves confusing quarterbacks with what he does there. And the first thing he's focused on is explosive plays and taking the ball away. And, and red zone defense, which they've been pretty good at. So, I think the running game isn't great or against the run, but like Vic does, you know what I mean? Like even when they've asked him about that in pressers, he's like, teams are going to run on us a little bit. If it becomes an issue, we'll go to a 6-man front and we'll take it out of the game. So, that's kind of how I see it. Doesn't mean I'm right. But I think the defense is better than they're showing statistically.
Okay. That being said, then, do you think there's any coincidence that, you lose to the Broncos and, you lose to a team like that, rushes the football very well, and also a team like the Chargers that run the football well? Those are teams that have beaten you this year that are in the top 5 in rushing.
Yeah, well, I can't take that away from you. I mean, that's the truth right now. So team's got to play well. That's what it comes down to. The numbers are the numbers. The stats are the stats. Eagles got to play well. By the way, they're going into Buffalo late in December. I would imagine that game's going to be 15, 20, 25 degrees in Buffalo late December.
And windy.
Probably some snow or rain or ice on the ground. Eagles got to come ready, man. And by the way, we were doing the playoff format this morning, looking at some of the ways this thing can go. The 2 seed's not out of the conversation. And I'm not saying they should, that's going to get it. But if they win out, they have a good chance at getting the 2 seed. And I'd rather go to get the 2 seed because then you're looking at a potential matchup versus the Packers or the Bears versus if you're the 3 seed, it's more than likely you're going to get either the Rams, the Seahawks, or the Niners, all those NFC West teams, because they're all jockeying right now for that 1 seed.
Yep.
I mean, dude, can you believe it? If the 49ers win out,
I know.
regardless of anything else that happens, if the Rams win out, it doesn't – if the 49ers win out, they have the 1 seed in the NFC.
Bold prediction, Big Sills.
Hear it. Let's hear it.
I told you that at the beginning of the year that they're going to win the division, maybe.
Hey, you had a couple predictions come true today. You had Cooper DeJean as well in the pro. Did you have all pro for him?
I had all pro.
You had Pro Bowl too, though. So that was actually I got the Big Z Book of Revelations here. If you'd like me to double check on that.
No, I think I said that. I think I said that Cooper DeJean and I think Quinton Mitchell were going to be they're going to be Pro Bowlers, and I thought Cooper DeJean was going to be first team All Pro.
Here they are.
Okay,
boy, your predictions are looking. Some of them are looking real good.
11 wins.
11 wins. Commanders win the East. You were obviously wrong on that. We talked about that. Jalen under 4K and under 30. Under 30 still out there. What's he got? 24 now or 25?
I think he said 25.
20. So that's close. Jalix Hunt more sacks than Nolan Smith. Is that tracking?
Yeah.
Moro Ajomo to the Pro Bowl, so you didn't get that one. But he's played close.
He's played so good, though, this year.
I know.
That's a We're going to talk about that here in a minute.
Carter under 9.5, which I think is going to add Cooper DeJean to make all pro. So, yeah, look, a lot of your predictions are pretty on this year.
Okay.
No, but I'm, what did you make of the Pro Bowlers, the Eagles Pro Bowlers?
Here, let's go there. So do you understand why Jordan Davis didn't make it? By the way, I think he should have.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, look, he's built the reputation he has in the last 3 years of, a limited tackle. And I think that's probably bit him this year.
But it shows you people haven't watched the Eagles, because if they've been watching him, they've been playing him more in third down.
Well, remember, it's because, we watch the Eagles because we cover the Eagles. But, the national guys, they watch the Eagles. But this is why you always say
35,000 feet.
Right. It normally takes these people another year to catch up to the trends,
Right.
And that's why you see Cam Jurgens in the Pro Bowl. Cam Jurgens should be nowhere near the Pro Bowl.
No, he's getting killed.
He's getting crushed out there.
Getting killed.
He's been one of the worst offensive linemen on the team.
I'm gonna say this to you here, man. My biggest concern in the offseason is not Saquon Barkley. It's Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgens.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Those two guys are my major problem. Okay. I don't know if you think both of those guys are gonna bounce back? The odds of both of them bouncing back, one of them maybe, both of them no.
I've been pretty adamant that I'm concerned about Cam Jurgens is back. All right, that's just me. I hope he bounces back because he's got a big contract, and we need a great center. But yeah, that's probably my number one concern on the offensive line. I mean, obviously Lane hanging him up soon potentially, you would think, and then Cam. I mean, I feel like you can get a little bit more away with Landon if he can play baseline. If he's not all pro, okay, but can he be a top 10, 12 guard?
Yeah.
I think if he can get back to there, you're good there. Cam, though, I don't know. I don't know how he made the Pro Bowl. Is there no good centers in the league? How the hell did that guy make the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, because Ragnow retired, and they're just assuming that he's the guy, not watching him, because that's where that comes down from. All right, dude. Let me ask you about no offensive football players, no tackles, OTs, no receivers, not the quarterback. What'd you make of the quarterback selection with Darnold, Stafford, and Dak?
I think that's the right three for the
That's
NFC.
the right three, yes.
Yeah, for sure. I'd say that's the right three. I'd say that's the right three for the NFC.
Aren't you a little bit – if you're Jeffrey Lurie and you're Howie, aren't you a little bit – I don't know. Listen, the results will be in February if you win it. I get that. And I'm not, but for just your guys, aren't you a little disappointed? Nobody in the offense and the skilled people.
I mean, this is one thing. This is one thing I think you're right about that fans push you on because they have this affinity to the players. And if the player doesn't go, they say Pro Bowl doesn't matter. But if their guy makes it, they're happy. It's like, Sileo's right. These players care about this shit, guys. I'm sorry. You're way off base if you think they don't. And it's not just about – you could argue if the voting system is flawed.
Oh, completely
flawed.
Flawed.
It's flawed. But it does matter. It matters to the guys. It matters to the players. It matters to the career. It matters to the Hall of Fame. It matters to your legacy as a player and all these different things. So, everybody wants to make it. Everybody. And the fact that no offensive guys, I think A.J. Brown's comments earlier this year probably hurt their chances. I mean, let's just live in a world. Let's just live in a world real quick.
Great take.
Let's live in a world where AJ doesn't make those comments. All right. Now, the offense is still the offense, but AJ never brings light to it on a national level like he did. Right. Does the perception of the Philly offense get some guys into the Pro Bowl because they have the Super Bowl last year? They have AJ Brown, Andre Smith. Goddard's leading the league in touchdowns as a tight end. But I think AJ said, hey, here's the red siren. We suck on offense.
Yeah. And
then everybody tuned in and was like, wow, they really do suck on offense, and now your pedigree is lost.
You are 100% on.
Yeah, that's what I think.
He polluted a narrative.
But
he made the narrative. He made the narrative.
That's the reason, though. Like, if they performed better, they would be in it. Like, let's be real here. I know we probably wanted some of them to make it, but
I did.
Do you think A.J. Brown's been a Pro Bowl player this year?
No.
I don't. Do you think – and think about the people that made it. Is A.J. Brown better than the guys that made it? Is Devontae Smith? Has Dallas – who are the tight ends that made it?
McBride and Kittle.
In the NFC, so there's two?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Goddard, but he's not been better than those two guys. That guy McBride is probably the second best tight end in football.
He is. Him and Bauer – but he's in the AFC. You're right. He's in the AFC. Bowers,
yeah. No, I got Bowers and McBride and then Kittle.
McBride just signed that extension in the offseason.
He's a beast, remember? McBride, dude.
Yeah, he's a good player.
So I don't think Goddard should have made it. I definitely don't think Saquon should have made it. I don't think Jalen Hurts should have made it. I think Lane Johnson should have made it. I do. I know he's missed games, but I think he's been the best right tackle in football still.
I think Mulata should have made it over Lane.
I don't know. Mulata's come back a step, dude. He's been struggling. Now, remember, when you are up here, coming back a step isn't as much as when you're down here and you come back.
5%, 8%.
Yeah, and he was
the top-rated player in the league last year.
Exactly. So his comeback he's still a very good player. I don't say that to say Mulata's no good, but so I don't know. Like I get it. AJ probably changed the narrative, but I don't really think that they've been logging a Pro Bowl season. I mean, they all been bitching about the offense all year. All the fans have been bitching about the offense all year.
So it's been underachieving.
What's that?
It's been underachieving.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay,
starting to make some strides, which is a good thing. But specifically about the Pro Bowl, yeah, I'm not surprised.
How about when Bernie said this about Kevin Petula? He goes, "Don't think that he doesn't hear the noise also." And all of a sudden, he loses confidence in play calling. He goes, Dan, everyone's flawed. I thought Bernie brought some great perspective on a lot of things human-wise on how you go about playing that position. I was really taken by some of the things that I hadn't even thought about here.
Well, you know what I thought was the most notable part of that comment? And that was, I agree with you completely. I'm happy you pulled that because that was an excellent comment from Bernie. But the most notable thing about that comment, to me, my opinion, was not so confidence in play calling, but more about like the aggressive nature, right? Because when you feel like you have a microscope on every decision, if Kevin's thinking of, all right, here's an aggressive call. Look at the way Ben Johnson calls plays. He calls some crazy plays. Yeah. Like if Kevin Petula calls that and it doesn't work, he's going to get crucified. So I think that part
and you think that human-wise it's on his mind.
Yeah, and that's where he's like, all right, let me just call the run-of-the-mill stuff. Yeah. Let me call the stuff I know it's not going to be criticized. Let me call the stuff, and then it doesn't work because they do the same shit over and over again, and it's kind of put the offense.
But that's why I think Vic doesn't give a shit because Vic's got that built-in confidence because he's done it for such a long period of time.
Too. He's got the pedigree, too. Like, Vic can make a bad call, and nobody's going to be like, fire Vic. Nobody's saying that. So he doesn't have that same level of pressure. But I thought that was actually, that was a really good point by Bernie.
Man, he did go to 3 AFC championship games. That's the last time the Browns have been relevant.
Don't you think Jalen manages that well?
Yeah.
Like to come off a 4-interception game where everybody's talking and you could show up there too.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I was happy with the way he's played
He's
the last 2
strong-willed.
weeks. What's that?
He's strong-willed.
Yeah, he is. There's no doubt. I think he deserves credit for that. Yep.
He is. But one thing I will say about Denzel Hurts, Washington, well, I'll tell you, he was fucking mugging it up for the HBO fucking mic there on the sidelines. Hey, Saquon, this is my time. I'm talking to my guys. You go sit over there, young man. And I was like,
this is a made-up Sileoism here.
I saw
he's performing for the HBO. This is made up by Sills.
How about this right here? Denzel Hurts, Washington, had the mic in there. He's talking to his guys. Barkley comes over, and all of a sudden he tells him this. Yeah, you better drink that eggnog. Go over there. Don't worry. I'll get to you in a minute. I'm talking to my guys. And I'm like, holy shit, look at this guy mugging the cameras. Holy shit. He told Saquon to go sit the fuck down. Sorry, Aunt Betty. I couldn't believe what I was watching there, man.
Oh, Sileo.
Holy cow.
This is one of those Sileoisms that you just got to kind of chuckle at and let it roll off the shoulders.
Mike sitting there. He sees the mic. He knows it's going to be on Hard Knocks. And there's old Jalen mugging the cameras because, he's got to make like a good guy there. And he's got to he's got to kind of be a bullshit artist. I was like, holy cow, look at him mugging it up there, man.
Nah, come on, man. I need Hurts over there communicating with his guys. I think it's a good thing. But
I do too, actually.
Well, I will say this. It does seem like it's happening more since the commentary around the city about it.
Yeah, I think it is good, though.
Yeah, I do too.
It's his team, dude. It's not Barkley's team.
It's
his unit. Yeah. It's not Barkley's unit. Go sit down, kid. I'll get to you.
So is that just your interpretation of how it went? Are you sure it wasn't just Saquon?
No, having sat there on the sidelines, I know when people tell you to go sit
down. Hey, Jalen, I got to talk to you in a sec. All right, Saquon, I'll be with you. Like, are you sure it wasn't that?
You know what quarterbacks do?
Sit down and shut the fuck up.
Can I tell you what quarterback? No, I'll tell you what quarterbacks do. There's one dude that talks in this huddle, and it's me. No one else open your mouth. I've heard that 1,000 times.
I'm sure you have.
I'm the only guy that talks in this huddle. You got a problem? Shut your mouth. That's how Joe Theismann is.
Oh, I believe that for sure.
Okay?
I believe that for sure.
And I think that's what he exhibited on the sidelines. Now, I don't think he told him to go sit the hell down, but I think he told him, I got this here or something. Quarterbacks have to be assertive, and sometimes they have to be pricks, dude. I think that's a show of growth.
I agree. Yeah, they are dickheads, and they should be.
Yeah.
I've been hearing that my whole life, too. I was a goalie in hockey. Everybody used to say, the goalies are different. I'm like, yeah, because you stiffs don't know what you're doing in front of us, and we get to watch it all.
There's only two guys on the ice that have one position, right? Center and goalie.
There you go.
Two dudes, right?
I tell all the Flyers fans who will listen, why isn't your team good? You guys won't invest in a goaltender.
And back in the day, that was one of the things that the Flyers were known for, was having great goaltenders in their minor league system. Yeah. And unfortunately, they don't have that any longer in their minor league system. All right, real quick before we get over to some of these numbers on the Bills here. What do you make of this? Playoffs. And, by the way, our top 10 teams and our top 10 quarterbacks. Green Bay at Chicago.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's going to be good.
Green Bay at Chicago.
Who do I like in that game?
I'm thinking
Green Bay. Wait, are you talking about the playoff picture right now?
If it were right now.
If it were right now. I like Chicago in that game. Yep. I like Chicago because I think Micah is going to be a big loss, especially when it comes to the postseason. Jordan Love, I don't know. The Packers should have won that game last week in Chicago. But I think that Bears team's playing with I like Ben Johnson, man. I like what he's done there. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt there. I'll get Chicago.
Feel they're getting momentum too?
Oh, yeah. They've had momentum, man. They've had momentum for sure.
San Francisco at Tampa. I got San Francisco.
Niners. Yeah.
Which means this.
Wait, you got the what?
I got the Niners.
The Niners. Yeah, me too.
Which means this. San Francisco and Seattle were playing the divisional round. That means Seattle. I got Seattle in that game. I think it's going to be hard pressed if it holds suit for Seattle or the Rams or maybe even the Niners, to not extend and move on and play the NFC Championship game in their barn. You'd have a lot happen for the Eagles to get that home field. Because I think Seattle would win that game against. Listen, San Francisco's better than I thought. They're not. I'm not saying they're world beaters. I think the two lesser teams in the NFC bracket right now
this is why
are San Francisco and Tampa Bay.
This is why I want the Eagles to
try. By the way, that's right. That could be Carolina.
This is why I want the Eagles to win out, though, because if they get that second seed, dude. Now this is unlikely. But let's just say the Eagles win out. I'm going to do it in this playoff predictor here. Have you ever used this thing?
No. You're going to have to send that to me.
Here, let me show you this thing.
I've never used it.
It's very, very dope. All right, so here's the playoffs and as it stands. So you can click through up here, week 17, week 18, and you can pick who wins each game, and it changes the playoff bracket for you. So if the Eagles, like let's say the Seahawks, let's say the Panthers upset the Seahawks this week. Eagles beat the Bills. Niners beat the Bears. And then you go to week 18. Eagles beat the Commanders. Let's say the Panthers beat the Bucks and they knock them out. And let's say the Seahawks beat the Niners. Like this would be your playoff spot right here. Eagles at the 2 seed. Where are the Bears? If the Bears won,
right there.
If the Bears will 1-1, they're going to get the 2. But if the Bears lose out, we'll get the 2. Now look at this. Where are the Rams? I think the Rams are going to win out. So where would they fall if they won out?
They would be on the road against the Panthers in Carolina. Wow.
So look, let's say the Rams win out here. No, Seattle loses, goes 1-1 to finish. See, this to me was if Carolina beats Seattle
this weekend. They play
Chicago and the Niners upset the Bears. You'd have the Packers at home, and then you'd have the
winner of the Carolina Panthers.
You'd have the 4 seed Panthers coming.
No. Seattle and the Panthers would play the top seed Rams.
No, because the 6 seed. Nah, the Niners would because they're the 6.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different ways. I mean, look, you can make this go a lot of different ways, but right now it looks most like the Eagles are going to play one of the NFC West teams. So let's see what happens. But if they get to the 2nd seed, then it looks like they're going to play one of the North teams. And I think I'd rather play the Packers or the Bears than one of the West.
I'd rather play the Packers.
Me too.
Okay?
Me too.
Because I'll tell you why. Don't you think Ben Johnson's a better play caller than Matt LaFleur?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
and I'm not taking anything away from LaFleur.
By the way, keep an eye on Caleb Williams. If that kid continues to learn how to play the position, like you heard Bernie talk about, like you've heard some, like you watched Phillip Rivers. I'm not saying you're going to get to that level, but we got to talk about Phillip, by the way. But that kid is going to be wicked good if he's able to learn how to play the position because he's got an insane arm.
What'd you make of Purdy last night?
Excellent. Reads the defenses really well. But
he's got 17 TD passes in 7 games.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I mean, Hurts is, he's outpacing not just Hurts. He's outpacing a lot of people. I mean,
Josh outpacing Stafford.
Stafford's got like 40, doesn't he?
Oh, does he? He's got 38? Okay, I didn't know that.
I think he's got 40 now, dude.
Matthew Stafford's got 40 touchdowns with 2 to go.
Stafford stats. He's got 40 touchdowns and 5 picks.
With 2 weeks left? That's stupid insane.
He's the MVP of the league.
Yeah, he's going to throw for near 48 touchdowns this year.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about 4 a week, but he'll go call it 45.
Okay. I mean, 45? Bro, that's like historic.
He's the MVP this year.
Yeah, he is.
MVP. There's no doubt.
What do you make of that Niner team, man?
Well, wait, real quick about Purdy. I think the Niner team is good. I think they're slept on right now. If they had Bosa and Warner, they'd be a legit Super Bowl.
They'd be a force.
Yeah, they'd be a force. But, I don't say this to pick on Brock at all because Brock, it's not the day to pick on him, by the way. He threw 5 tutties last night, and his offense put up 48 points, and it would have been 50 if they got that 64-yarder throw in halftime, which was a great attempt by Pinheiro. But did you see the one play where his headset stopped working?
Yeah.
And he looking over at the side.
I heard
He's
you
like,
this
shit,
morning.
shit. And
I heard
I'm not knocking Purdy. It's just to highlight the difference in the game. Phillip Rivers would have never done that. He would have walked up to that line and said, cover 2. They got 2 high safety. They're playing man coverage on the outside. You motion here. You go out here. Give me trips right. Boom.
And he would be talking shit to the guy.
Exactly. Like, it's just a different game, dude. These quarterbacks rely so much on their coaches. But it's fine. What Brock does really well is he is great post-snap. He reads the defenses very, very well. He always gets the ball, seemingly always gets the ball to the right spot. So he definitely deserves a lot of credit for that. I think Purdy's a good quarterback. I think he's a little limited because of his physical, just frame. He's a smaller dude.
And he will throw it to someone.
Yeah. So that's what I think Purdy's biggest limitations are. But.
So let me go here with Rivers when I was trying to explain to people. And I loved what you said. This guy gets to the line of scrimmage with 26 fucking seconds left, and he gets to the line. Bernie said it, though, because you know what Shane does? Shane goes like this, 38 double toss, and he'll get to the line of scrimmage. Phillip Rivers will go like this. Does it work? 38 double toss, and he'll look, and you see him pointing to the landmark. The guy's like this, and he freezes the landmark, and the landmark goes like this. Do you know what he's doing when he's doing that? Because a lot of these coordinators try to disguise the landmark and your reference point on who to throw at. He's such a shit talker. He points to him, and the guy's like this on defense, and they go like this. That's why he goes all the way down to 3 seconds, and he'll go like this. If you don't change, I know where the hole in the secondary is. The only thing that he doesn't have today that he had 6 years ago, he doesn't have the strength to throw the out. And that's where the pick came, and that's where you see him limited right now. But when he was in the game 5-6 years ago, Xander, 7-8 years ago, that guy ripped defenses apart.
Dude, you saw it last night. You heard it. It's funny because it's really amazing. I hope people realize how
it was a treat to watch
what Phillip is doing. But it even goes deeper. Like, you remember that clip that went viral from Kirk Cousins last week about progression read versus coverage read and how it's changed, and it's more progression today. And it's almost like quarterbacks today. It's more like paint by numbers, where I don't know what that is. Where it's like you have a number, you paint that number red. It's like it's more like that versus Phillip is that old school where he really dissects the defense, figures out how to make the read. But going back to that Kirk comment last week, and where he's explaining the way the defenses have changed, and you heard him explain how hard it is now to identify coverages because coordinators like Vic, this is why John loves Vic so much, because Vic is the architect of this, disguising coverages, making it hard to read pre-snap, changing what you're doing with the final couple seconds on the play clock. All these different things make it so hard to read defenses. Rivers is like the next step because all these young quarterbacks, they're just trying to catch up to the defenses. Where Rivers, he's actually playing their own game.
Watches tape on him.
Yeah, but think about it. He's actually playing their own game. All the other quarterbacks are like, I hope I can figure out what they're doing. Phillip is like, I know what you're doing. I'm going to mess with you and make this backer go here or this backer come to the middle, and then I'm going to throw the out. There was one play last night that I think it went kind of viral. I saw it on social media. I watched it in real time, and I remember saying to myself, wow, what a play. And that went on social media. It was there where he's calling out, and he looks at the safety who's down, number 20, I think it was, and he calls him out right at the line of scrimmage, calls him out, basically makes him force into a bluff, and Phillip motions out to the wide receiver what to do, and he had a wide open pass. I think it was Josh Downs in the flat. I mean, or past the first down marker, but on the outside. It's amazing watching him, dude. It was really good to watch
because that is that is a skill that is so not in today's game.
I wish so bad it was still prominent.
It's so. I never thought what Bernie said about technology ruining the quarterback development. He goes like this. Can you imagine, Xander? Look, you got all those guys in your ear. Rivers walks to the line of scrimmage. Shane ain't saying shit in his ear. He has so much trust with him on being able to dissect that play. Do you agree with me? There's better defensive coordinators in today's NFL than offensive coordinators.
I heard you
think there
say
is.
that. I'd be curious to look at them.
You know why I say that? Because look at the skill now of the players. I think it's easier to coach a dual threat quarterback than it is a drop back quarterback.
Absolutely.
Because in a drop back quarterback, you've got to do all the things that Rivers does. Hey, Xander, at the end of the day, if the dual threat quarterback doesn't see the open guy, he's going to go get 10 yards running the ball.
100%. Dude, it's also part of like the microwave society we live in, right? Where everybody wants instant gratification. Same thing with the quarterbacks, right? Like you want a quarterback to play the game like Phillip Rivers. I don't know. You educate me on this. How long did it used to take for a quarterback to develop? And when they first started, was it 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? I think it took now, again, I wasn't alive. I'm 27 years old. So I was alive for some of it, but what preceded me was obviously a bigger sample size of work. It feels like, we're so in love with, and I get it. It's not just one thing here.
These guys are phenomenal athletes.
Yeah, these quarterbacks come in and it's like Jaden Daniels, boom, 1 year, because he does not learn in the game like that. It's not the same development.
Here's what the difference in the game is. Here, let's just go here. John Gruden has never, ever had a rookie quarterback ever outside of Derek Carr. There's for a reason. Why? Because those guys come out of college and they're not with the skill set of being able to dissect defenses. That's why he always went with the veteran quarterback. Like anyone that has had like the Rich Gannon that know how to read defenses. And he was a guy that always did that. That was a mentality that the offensive coordinators have. Remember something, Xander, back in the day, if you didn't know how to dissect the defense, you were considered a bust.
Yeah.
But you know what you can do now if you're Justin Fields? Bro, I don't have to read a secondary. If I can make some plays with my legs, I can play in today's NFL. Justin Fields couldn't play back in the NFL back in the 80s and 90s. Why? First, they would have decapitated him. They would have blown his knee out. And then without blowing his knees, and he has no legs, he can't dissect the secondary.
Yeah, right.
So now you can do more today athletically in today's game that you couldn't do back then. And now they protect the quarterbacks. So there's guys like this, Tyrod Taylor, Kyler Murray. Those guys couldn't play back then. You had to sit in a pocket and win games from the pocket. And that's a skill set that's taught to you in college. I think that's an innate thing, too, of processing. Bill Walsh told me this. The faster guys get back in their drops. I used to go like this. Hey, that guy's got a great gun, Bill. And Bill would go, well, you don't know what you're talking about. A quarterback is in his legs. And I go, why? He goes, the faster you get back in your drop, the quicker you can process the intel and understand and see the intel. And the guys that can process it the best are the guys that are going to see the field the best.
Right.
That's why a guy like Vinny Testaverde, he was lazy in his drop. He floated to his drop. By the time he got there, he wasn't seeing all the field and he would throw interceptions and he wasn't identifying his landmarks. That's such a – dude, this is why I say with Montana, I'm sorry about Brady. Brady is so great. But Montana, dude, he got to the line of scrimmage. He would frighten the shit out of people because he would just dissect everything. Open guys. First 21 plays, the 49ers were up always 14-0. You couldn't stop him.
Yeah.
He was just unstoppable.
It's not only like innate. I agree with you that there is a level of innateness, but to me, it's more like the way they're developing these guys. Like, and it kind of trickles down because it's like we just talked about the microwave society. It's like you get a coach in college, right? Let's just use Kalen DeBoer at Alabama right now. Kalen DeBoer is under the microscope to win football games and be successful. What do you think gives him a better chance? Putting Ty Simpson, who, by the way, if he was born 20 years earlier, he would have been a prototypical pocket passing quarterback.
Yep.
Or put him in the shotgun, call up the offense exactly as you want it, and put him on a regimen where he throws the ball where you tell him to throw the ball as opposed to teaching him. Because they need to win the game. They don't need to develop the quarterback.
Remember I told you in college you're told where to throw the ball. In the pros, you have to know where to throw the ball.
I know. But
that is the difference in the game in the
right.
college.
And that's why you're seeing, I think, the quarterback can play to some extent. And I mean, in some areas, I think it's good, but there is a little bit of a lesser degree. I said this last night. I was talking to my pops about the game, and he's like, I was talking to him about Phillip. And to me, I see like we had the period of the Phillip Riverses and those guys, and that's a little bit more of a dying breed now. Obviously, you don't
Eli,
see
Ben, those guys.
right. And then we've had this era of dual threats who've come into the league. They've taken over, the sport in a large way, and there's a lot of good to that. To me, the next step for the quarterbacks is the hybrid, and I look to one example in the NFL right now, and it's Drake May. And if you watch Drake May, he's more athletic than Brady or Rivers or any of these other guys were. He'll run when he needs to. He steps up into the pocket.
Herbert.
And he's got a coordinator. Herbert's a good example as well. He steps up and the coordinator he's very young still, but is starting to give him more of that at the line of scrimmage. Now, after 5-6 years of Drake May, is that what you have? Where you have a little bit of that, and then you still have that athletic ability, because the athletes are better today. That's not going anywhere, know? And the other part is the development's not going to change much because, the NFL it's trickle up in a weird way where everything that starts at the low levels of football, then they reach high school, then they reach college, and then it reaches the pros because those players become pros. So I don't think the development's going to change in college. But I think Drake May is a good example of somebody I think is the future of the position where they have the athletic ability, but they're learning how to play the position as well. And that's where I think you'll really have a special player.
The coach and quarterback matchup in today's NFL matters a lot more than it ever has. Where if you get a guy who's a savant, knows how to play call, here, I'm going to make a point to you. Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, I'm not sure those guys play in the 90s and 80s.
I don't disagree.
I don't think they can, because you know why? They didn't protect the quarterbacks. Burrow's going to play at any era.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, dude, here's the other part.
I'm not sure Mahomes is going to play back then, because they would have killed Mahomes like they killed Randall.
Yeah, but the thing with Mahomes is he has the ability. He just plays the way he does, maybe because the league is the way it is. He knows he
can't play reckless back then because you got to knock people out recklessly.
Well, here's the other truth. How do you decipher what's the most valuable quarterback metric? I think Phillip Rivers proves it. If you're 44 years old and you can get up off the couch raising 10, 11 kids and grandkids, and you can step into the league and you can still play like that, to me, that easily identifies what's the most valuable thing you can have as a quarterback, and that's the ability to read and dissect defenses.
Phillip Rivers taught you a lot, didn't he, doing this little experiment about the position?
It's been great.
It's one thing to talk about. It's another thing to see it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I do remember it, but it's so much different now. We expect like different things from the game today than we want, and that's part of evolution. I'm not sitting up here saying, "Oh, I wish it never went this way." That's not my point. It's just kind of figuring out.
What's the one thing at the combines that they don't test? Is that what you're talking about? You have all these metrics on running sprints, vertical jump, throwing the ball here, throwing the ball there. You know what they don't give you a metric on?
Yeah.
Can you see the game? I mean, Brady, remember that picture of Brady running at 5'4"? All of a sudden, Brady, that body looked like a dad body.
Yeah.
He's sitting there, and he's a 260-some-odd player taken in the 6th round. He's standing there. He looks stupid. You're like, I'm not taking that guy. Well, guess what? One thing they don't do is they don't evaluate the top of the brain. You know what they look at? They look at Trey Lance and go, wow, that guy is a marvelous athlete. They get him on a football field, he's lost.
Well, and same thing. It's like what I just said too about Rivers, where it goes to your point. Like, nobody's going to be calling Lamar Jackson out of retirement 5 years after he's done.
Absolutely not.
Once he doesn't have the legs, guys, he ain't the same guy, versus Phillip. It comes back and it's like, holy shit, this guy can still play because he knows what he's seeing out on the field. So I hope it comes back. I do. But it is interesting. It's an interesting the league, the evolution of the league is interesting, but sometimes things go full circle, and I wonder at what point it does go full circle.
Did we get any update on the Kobe Dean? Was he playing this weekend?
Oh, you know what? That's a good question. Let me check that out. Let me see if
because that's going to be a big factor in this game against Allen and that running attack.
Jets plays more. Milton Williams is going to return for the Patriots. Now, Kevin Patullo and Jalen Hurts just spoke. And Vic spoke earlier. I don't see any update on the Kobe, but let me type it in and see.
Because I'd like to know if Lane's going to play, and I'd like to know.
It looks like Lane and Jalen Carter might both play.
Okay. Vic said iffy. Somebody
Yeah,
in here.
Vic says iffy for Sunday, but he doesn't think a hamstring injury is too serious, and we will see him again.
Well, they may hold him out then.
And he also said Jahad Campbell is concentrating again on playing inside linebacker. So it's probably going to be Campbell this weekend.
Wow. Okay.
He didn't practice today. N'Kobe and Landon didn't practice today. Lane Johnson.
How do you feel about Campbell being on Kincaid?
From a coverage standpoint, I like it. I think the bigger concern with Campbell on the field is a run game. Yeah, I mean, how does he look against James Cook and Josh Allen? You know, and remember, James Cook out of the backfield, some of those different things. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, you know, that to me is a test for Campbell. But, you know, I'm more side with John. I like Dean, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's as big of a drop-off as people think. I think Jahad is, you know, a good player, but let's see. It's a good learning lesson for him.
The only reason I think it's a drop-off is because they haven't given him reps. They shouldn't have cut his reps.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, you draft a guy 30th?
I mean, he still has 500 snaps this year, so he's gotten a good sample size for a rookie.
That's more than I thought.
It's obviously dropped off a lot, but I do think he's gotten a pretty good, you know,
what was that snap count on Jordan Davis?
Let me go check it out for you.
Because wasn't he like at 350 last year?
Yeah, I'll double check for you.
Because I know that Carter was at like 1,000 or something last year.
Here's Jordan Davis snaps. Jordan Davis has, where's he got? Where's the total here?
If it's over 600 snaps, he got jobbed.
No, I don't think it's that high.
Okay. 580?
Snaps. He's got 605. Jordan Davis.
He got jobbed.
Yeah, he got jobbed. Holy shit, that's a lot of snaps for him.
Dude,
he had 440 snaps last year.
Yeah, no, he got jobbed.
He's at 605 already.
He's
probably going to end the year with 650 plus. 660.
Easily. Well, he's going to get 60. If they play in them both games, probably maybe not the Commander game, depending if they're going for the 2 seed, you're going to get another 120 snaps on there. You could put fucking 700 snaps plus in these next 2 games because he might get 60 snaps or 50.
Yeah, the highest he's played in a game this year was 59, and that was only
59?
one. The next was 53, the highest.
Okay, so
mostly in the 40 to 50 range.
Okay, so he's going to touch their 700 snaps. You mean to tell me?
And if they're winning, they don't, he doesn't play. Like, he only played 28 snaps.
Depending on what that last game means on a 2 seed, maybe, because I agree with you. I think Chicago could lose out.
By the way, I think even if you do rest in 18, you're going to win that game.
Bro,
I like Tanner McKee coming in that game versus the Commanders.
Bro, Sil says that Jordan Davis doesn't play 3 downs. This is why he didn't make the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, but it's more reputational.
You're missing the point.
Wouldn't the snap counts insinuate, though? It's a little bit more reputational.
Would, but they don't look at that. That's why I asked.
Yeah, no, I agree. But is your take changing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 2 down guys. Will you do me a favor? Is there a way you can see who the snap count for Vita Vea was this year?
Yeah, I'll look it up. Give me a sec. I'm going to look up Jahad for you. Yeah, Jahad has 578.
Well, he must have played a shitload in the early part.
Dude, he played in week 4 and week 5. He had 70 plus snaps. He played week 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 4, 5, 6, 7. Ready? And then he had a Drew.
Hey, I'm missing the point. I played the position, douchebag. Go ahead.
He had 63 in week 3, 70 in week 4, 71 in week 5, 62 in week 6, and 60 in week 7. Then he came down to 20 in week 8, 21. He was obviously up last week, 36.
He was going to go over 1,000. Give me Vita Vea's number.
Yeah, let me give you Vita Vea's.
I want to make a comparison to Jordan Davis here with Vita Vea, because Vita Vea is considered.
Vita Vea is at 682 this year.
Wow. He's a freaking nose.
Dude, Vita Vea played 756 last year.
Well, that's why Jordan Davis is not the Pro Bowler.
682 is absurd for Vita Vea. He's going to be at 750 again.
Wow, man, that is a ton for a guy who plays a 2 technique, or for a guy that plays a 0 technique.
He's got 4 sacks, Vita Vea. It's pretty good.
For a nose. And they are 6th in rushing defense. Bro, he's got a Super Bowl ring, too. You might be knocking on the door. I'll tell you what, if you think Vince Wilfork's a Hall of Famer, he's a Hall of Famer as well. All right, you want to do these top 10 teams, the top 10 quarterbacks?
Yeah, let's do it. Who else do we need snap counts on? Anybody? No. Cooper? What's Cooper played this year? Cooper's at 962.
He's going to go over 1,100. You know what he did? He picked up for what's his name?
He got more than Quinton.
Gardner Johnson had 1,100. By the way, how about my take on Kevin Byard? Shows you how shitty that Matt Patricia and Sean Desai were. He made the
Yeah, that was brutal. That was a tough situation for Byard. I mean, to come in here in the middle of the year and try and fix that defense, I mean, that was a big ask. But he's clearly still a good player.
They just didn't know what to do with him.
He's got 925 snaps this year for Chicago.
Wow, man.
Yeah, man. And he got a boatload of interceptions, doesn't he? He's got 6 picks this year.
I'd say he's got to be a league leader.
6 picks.
Wow.
Woo.
How many snaps has Reed Blankenship played?
It's a good question. Let's check that out. I think he shed the nickname Reed Stinking Ship, right?
Yeah.
933.
These are big numbers, dude, with 2 to go.
And you're going to have several.
Hey, didn't I not tell you that kid would be better by the end of the year?
Yeah, Jalix Hunt has what's he got?
He's played a lot.
622.
I thought it'd be near
That's
7.
pretty good for a rookie. He's a third edge.
For a guy who you drafted in the 3rd round was a project.
Jalen Phillips only's got 402.
Don't you agree that he's ascending more than Nolan Smith? He's developing more than Nolan Smith.
I agree. No, 402 in Miami. Jalen Phillips has 753.
Wow. And he's healthy.
What's Nolan got? I know he missed some games.
Yeah, he missed games.
He's got 368.
Yeah. Yep. All right, I'm going to do my top 400. I'm going to do my top 10 teams.
All right, let me get mine ready. All right, I'm listening to you.
Let me double check here. Man, I'm going to pull a Joe Biden and have it. No, I'm going to pull, a Joe Biden and have Joe Biden. I'm going to have a tie here. Okay? And I hate that, but I'm going to do that. It's Christmas week. At number 10, I got the Eagles in San Francisco tied at 10.
Oh, what are you, tied? We haven't done ties all year.
All right. Then I'm going San Francisco at 10. At number 9, I got the New England Patriots.
That's low.
At number 8, I got the LA Chargers. At number 7, I have the Buffalo Bills. At number 6, I have the Chicago Bears. At number 5, I have the Houston Texans. At number 4, I have the Denver Broncos. At number 3, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Dude, me too. I got him at 3.
I can't believe it. At number 2, I have the LA Rams. And at number 1, I have the Seahawks. Niners, Patriots, Chargers, Bills at 7, Chicago at 6, Houston at 5, Denver 4, Jacksonville 3, Rams 2, Seattle 1.
Shit, this is tough right now. This is real tough.
And by the way, I could put the Eagles anywhere as high as 8th.
I don't know why you have the Texans at 5.
I'm really impressed with their defense. I think it's an historic defense what they're doing.
So you won't let us have a sip of water and say woo
Remember what?
When we beat the Raiders 31-0 and the Texans squeaked by them mother effers and you got them 5 in the NFL.
Wait a second. Do you really believe with all the talent that the Texans have compared to your talent? I'm shocked they're where they are. They were 1-3 at the beginning of the season.
Bro, I'm not a CJ Stroud. I'm iffy on Stroud.
Well, guess what? If you're iffy on Stroud, then you got to be iffy on Hurts. This will be the 3rd straight year in a row that he's put his team in the playoffs. He haven't missed the playoffs, dude.
Dude, I'm gonna be iffy on shit. All right, tell me what to do.
Be iffy on that. That's too much of that. Sorry, Aunt Betty, but that's too much of that eggnog.
I need a little bit more eggnog. That shit's hitting. It hits. All right, I'm working mine here. I'm gonna get mine right here. All right. Number 1, I'm starting with 1. We'll build it together, folks. I got the Rams. I know they're not even the 1 seed in the NFC right now. I know they lost to the Seahawks.
I have no problem with
that.
To
me, they're the best, most complete team in the game of football right now.
Yep.
Doesn't mean it. That to me is the best team. Number 2, I'm going to put the Seahawks. They won the game. What are they? What's their record right now?
12-3.
12-3. I guess I'll go Seahawks there. 3. I got the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I can't believe it. The Fighting Liams.
I kind of like them, actually.
Dude, I can't believe it. The Buccaneers, they let that guy go, too.
All right, 3 Jags. Broncos or Patriots? Who's the better team? Who do you think is the better team? Who'd you have higher?
I had Denver at 4. I had Houston. I probably should put New England there at 5, but I had Houston there at 5, and I got New England at 9. Probably too low for New England, but I think Denver, dude. I think Denver's a better team. They've beaten you. They've won like 10 in a row, 10, 11 in a row.
Hanging on by a thread in so many games, man. It's been so close.
Because that offense of theirs is not great.
I know.
The defense is awful good, though, isn't it?
Yeah. All right. Rams 1, Seahawks 2. Jags at 3 still feels criminal to me.
I know, man.
I don't know if I can put them there, bro. I don't know. I'll go. I'm going to go Patriots at 4.
Okay.
I kind of like that offense better. I like Drake May better than I like Bo Nix. Although I like that Broncos defense. That pass rush is feisty.
Man, ton of guys made the Pro Bowl too off that Denver team.
All right, give me the Broncos 4. Give me the Pats 5.
Okay.
Give me the Eagles 6. Give me Eagles 6. Give me
Chicago?
Chicago's coming. I don't.
Okay.
Eagles 6 might be too high. I got Chicago. I got San Francisco, and I got Seattle.
Chargers still. Got the Bills still.
I was thinking Bills after Eagles, but let me go Bears 6 because they beat the shit out of us. I can't let that go. Let me go Bears at 6, Eagles at 7. Give me the Bills at 8. Give me the Texans at 9. Am I leaving anybody out?
Chargers.
I hate to say this, but I think the Niners are a better team than the Chargers right now.
Bro. Really?
Yeah.
I don't know how to read San Francisco. Last night, I thought they were great.
They're playing great football. I'm sorry. I have a hard time. This has always been my perspective.
But the Chargers have won 7 of 8.
I know it's the offensive line there that's got me shitting bricks.
They're getting Alt back.
They can't. Are they?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Alt made the Pro Bowl.
What?
Yeah, Alt's on the Pro Bowl team. Let me double check.
Fuck did Joe Alt make the Pro Bowl? Did he even play this year?
You're thinking of the other tackle.
Yeah, the other guy got hurt. Rashawn Slater got hurt in camp.
Yeah. OT. Yeah, Alt made the Pro Bowl.
So Alt's coming back.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna have him back.
Did I fuck up my list? I might.
No, I don't think so. Hey, bro, I think all these teams, I think they're right here. Look, I think you can put them in a hat and pull them out. You know, I mean,
I'm between the Chargers and the Niners for 10.
Okay, that sounds right.
I'll go Chargers. I'm fine.
I'm between the San Francisco 49ers and the East.
That defense is better. The Chargers defense is good. Justin Herbert's better. I just think that offensive line, that you can't go anywhere with an offensive line that plays like that. That offensive line is putrid. So, and then my honorable mentions will be the Niners, Packers,
Texans,
and I guess Pittsburgh. Honorable mention.
Pittsburgh. Okay.
And who else? Did I leave somebody else out? Who'd you say?
Houston.
I didn't have Houston. I had Houston 9.
Okay, Houston 9. Okay.
Houston 9.
Let me double check. I want to double check here. Let me see if you left anybody out.
I think I got them. Rams 1, Seahawks 2, Jags 3, Broncos 4, Patriots 5, although I think I like Pats at 4, but whatever. I'll leave it. Bears 6, Eagles 7, Bills 8, Texans 9, Chargers 10. Honorable mention, Niners and Packers and Pittsburgh. I guess Pittsburgh because they're in the playoffs.
3 teams are going to come out of the NFC. Look at that.
NFC West.
That's
They're already
crazy.
locked in, dude.
I know they're locked in already.
All 3 of them locked in.
Wow.
It's amazing.
How many people are going to come out of the North?
2, right?
Green Bay. One's going to come out of the East and one's going to come out of the South.
If the Packers lose out and the Lions win out, I think the Lions could get in.
Okay. Is it balanced in the AFC? I think it is, because Patriots and Bills will make it. You got Steelers. I doubt the Ravens make it. They're not eliminated yet. Jags, Texans are going to make it. Actually, in the AFC, the best division has been the West, and then the second best division has been the Jacksonville Jaguar division, the AFC South. Think about it. Jags, Texans, Colts. I know they got the Titans in there, but outside of the Steelers and Ravens, Bengals and Browns are doing nothing. The AFC West, the AFC South got better. It totally got better, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's my quarterback, or that's my team ranking this week.
Okay.
It'll change drastically by next week.
Oh, my God. How about this, man? Dude, the whole thing could be turned upside down after.
I know, because eventually we're going to have to get rid of the records and start to look at, all right, who's winning the Super Bowl? And that's going to change my ranking.
Who's got the eyeball test, right?
Seahawks aren't going to be number 2 on my list if we're going off that.
Hey, by the way, I want to give you a note here on MVP race. Current MVP race. Herbert 5, Trevor Lawrence 4.
Holy mackerel.
This ain't mine. This is like FanDuel. Allen 3, May 2, Stafford 1. You know, the Jags are 11-4.
Jags are playing great football. They beat the Broncos to a pulp. They were much better than them.
Like 2 scores.
Yeah. Like they looked, watching that game, it was like, yeah, they looked better than them.
I mean, it was there too, right? It was in Denver, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Was that game in Denver?
It was in Denver.
Was it? It was. It was in Denver.
They went into Denver. That's crazy great. Here are my top 10 NFL quarterbacks. At number 10, Jordan Love.
Way too low for Jordan Love. He's playing really good football. You were not giving him enough credit, but go ahead.
Number 9, Caleb Williams. Number 8, Trevor Lawrence. Number 5, Sam Darnold. Number 6, Bo Nix. Number 5, Dak Prescott. Number 4, Josh Allen. Number 3, Justin Herbert. Number 2, Drake May. And number 1, Matthew Stafford.
Not bad. Not my favorite list of yours, but I can live with it. Rattle it off again.
Number 10, Love, Green Bay. Number
How do
9,
you have him at 10? I don't understand.
I can't get over the guy.
It's not anything he's done. It's just you.
You know what? I got probably Darnold too low too, but I just can't.
No, I'm with you on Darnold.
He's 20.
I like Lawrence more than I like Darnold.
He's 26-6. He's playing great. I just can't get over those 2 ball games. Love 10, Caleb Williams 9, Trevor Lawrence 8, Darnold 5, Nick 6, Dak 5, Allen 4, Herbert 3, May 2, and Stafford 1.
All right, I got mine. Golf. Did you have golf in yours?
No.
Wow. Is that more team-based?
Yep.
Well, I don't know why you're not Doc and Dak then for the same thing. Because he's played pretty well, man. Jared Goff's got 32 touchdowns and 5 picks right now, dude.
Got the number, but again, you're probably right here, but every metric, Dak's got the number 1 offense in pro football. He can't help it. They're 32nd in defense. I mean, you're probably right on Goff. Where would I put him? Who are you taking out? Love? Williams? Lawrence?
You have Love way too low, dude. I'm telling you right now. Love is playing good football.
All right, you want to put Goff in there? Who are you taking out? My top 10. Love, Williams, Lawrence, Darnold, Nix, Dak. You taking Dak out of there? And putting Goff at 5? I mean,
I don't have Darnold in my top 10.
okay. Well, now I don't feel bad about not having Goff in my top 10. Okay.
I just don't like Darnold. I don't think he's that good. I really don't.
What don't you like about 26-6 on 2 different teams? And being a Pro Bowler this year.
I just whenever
I'm not ripping you.
I just see a pumpkin. It's like my brain I see pumpkin. That's why I want to face Seattle in the playoffs so bad, because if he comes into Philadelphia, that's a pumpkin pie, brother.
And what if you have to go there?
Oh, it's still pumpkin pie.
Okay. I think that's a harder game to go up there and win.
All right, you guys everybody in the chat, get ready. You are going to royally hate my quarterback list. You're going to hate it. Let's see. Number 10. I got Bo Nix, number 10.
Okay.
Number 9. I got Caleb Williams.
Okay.
Number 8. I got Jared Goff.
Okay.
Number 7. I got Trevor Lawrence. Number 6. I got Justin Herbert. Number 5. I got Dakota Prescott. Number 4, I got Jordan Love. Number 3, I have Drake May. Number 2, I have Josh Allen. And number 1, I have Matthew Stafford.
I don't mind
my
your
list is stone cold perfect.
I don't mind that list, except for
I'll rattle it off one more time.
Yeah, let me hear it again.
Stafford 1,
Okay.
Josh Allen 2, Drake May 3, Jordan Love 4, Dak Prescott 5, Herbert 6, Trevor Lawrence 7, Jared Goff 8, Caleb Williams 9, and Bo Nix 10.
That's not bad. All winners there except for what's his name? Yeah.
We're just going off of this year, remember? But
Yeah,
it's not,
this
it's
is
not
not
the big.
no,
Yeah, it's not.
no,
It's just
no,
off the year. We're just going off 2025.
I want to do one more with you here. I want you to do the top 5 coaches of the year.
Ooh, great one. All right.
Okay, here's my
All right,
5.
I already got some names in mind, but
Okay.
all right, let me hear yours.
Okay. I'm going to go here. Okay. At number 5, I'm going to go Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, I think he could even be higher, but I like him on the list for sure.
Number 4, I got Mike Tomlin.
Don't like that, but okay.
They're 9-6.
Okay. I just think there's better options right now, but that's all right.
Number 3, I got Ben Johnson. Number 2, I got Liam Cohn. And number 1, I got Mike Vrabel.
Boy, there's a couple you left out here.
Yeah. I left out Dave Canales from Carolina.
What about Jim Harbaugh?
I probably left off Jim Harbaugh.
What about Sean Payton?
Sean Payton? Okay. I think, you know what Armando told me? He has a vote for the Coach of the Year. He goes, I've never seen it this close with
What about Mike McDonald?
Okay.
I mean, no, I'm not saying you're wrong, but don't you agree all these guys are worthy of it?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, there's a lot of Coach of the Year candidates this year. By the way, did you say Sean McVay?
No.
I mean, he could be a candidate too. That's why I don't like Tomlin. I just didn't think he was. All right. My 5 are.
You could easily put Dave Canales in there from Carolina.
Sirianni is not a Coach of the Year, Brian 06. That is crazy. Sirianni is a Coach of the Year? Come on, man. Nah. This is more of an award that's like.
I would say Sean Payton's name.
Yeah, Payton's on mine for sure.
Okay, let me hear yours.
All right. This isn't in order right now, but these are the 5 names I've written down. I got Mike Vrabel written down. I got Kyle Shanahan written down. Lost his 2 best players and had Kittle missed 8 games.
Crazy.
Ben Johnson completely turned around Chicago.
Yep.
Liam Cohen. Jags are 11-3 or whatever they are. Speaks for itself. And Sean Payton.
Who would you pick for the Coach of the Year? Liam Cohn could win the AFC number 1 seed, still.
I'll probably pick Ben Johnson. I don't know. That might just be a personal slant because I like him a lot.
Are you penalizing Liam Cohn because you think Doug laid the groundwork?
Me personally, yeah. To some, not that I don't think he's done a good job, but I think that organization was in a slightly better spot than people think when he inherited it. That's all. Like, is everybody going to tell me that Doug Peterson didn't play any role in developing Trevor Lawrence to play like he is right now? I don't buy that. I think Doug helped him. Might not have gotten everything done, might not have, had the wins, but this.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're a great coach and the wins just don't come, or it just doesn't work that way. So I'd probably go Ben Johnson or Mike Vrabel.
Can I tell you why I picked Vrabel? So when you initially got that job and you were brought in, the number 1 decision, you know what the number 1 decision he made when he got hired? Alonzo Highsmith told me this. Man, I learned so much by the people, my friends in the league. We just had Bernie on. I asked Alonzo this. What do you think the number 1 move that Mike Vrabel made when he got hired?
Offensive coordinator?
You bet. Remember, that guy had been fired twice as a head coach. He went to Bob Kraft and said, I want Josh McDaniels to coach Drake May. And Bob Kraft and everyone went like this. Yeah, I don't know if we want to go. And Mike Vrabel went just like this. Hey, listen, you want to have the guy developed or not? Nobody's saying he's a great head coach. They brought him in, and that shows you the guy and confidence in your skin that you're not like, most guys, if you brought in a guy like Doug Peterson, that's why for Nick, you know why I think Nick should bring in Doug? Nick should bring Doug in. It shows you also that you're thick in your skin, that you're comfortable with who you are.
Right.
And that it sends a message to your locker room with, I'm trying to find the best guys for you guys.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a good take by you.
That sends messages to your guy that we're looking to find out And we're looking to bring in the best people for you, not first-year OCs who've never been play callers. You think that brings confidence in the room? That doesn't bring confidence. Mike Vrabel created confidence by hiring McDaniel. And by the way, does it, May, if you close your eyes, look like Brady when he drops back? The guy looks like Brady.
He does. That's why I'm so high on him, too. I mean, he's got the teacher in the room, to become that quarterback that we talked about earlier. All right, so this is a context I'd add to the Coach of the Year talk. The Patriots were 4-13 last year. Okay. The Jags were 4-13 last year. The Bears were 5-12 last year. Sean Payton, while having a great year, they were 10-7 last year. So I don't think he'll get Coach of the Year this year. And Shanahan, they were 6-11 last year, the Niners. So you look at Vrabel and Liam Cohen, who turned around two teams that were 4-13 last year. And then Ben Johnson, who turned the shitty Bears around and were 5-12 last year.
Benefactors of schedules too, though, remember, a little bit. Just saying.
Well, the 49ers had a first-place schedule or a fourth-place schedule.
Yep.
The Patriots had a fourth-place schedule.
Yep.
The Jaguars did not.
They didn't?
And the Jaguars, the Titans finished last in that division.
Okay. All right.
The Bears had a last-place schedule as well.
Okay.
So you could probably make an argument that the Jags he could be the Coach of the Year right now, Liam Cohen.
Yeah. Especially if he wins out and they win the East or they win the number one seed. Hey, I want to tell you a little story here about Warren Sapp. You ready? Off topic here.
Yo, he's been on fire lately. He was on some podcast. I think I saw. I don't know. I watch like a lot of stuff on YouTube, and I get off on the air at night. I like to look for topics, and I like to listen to people.
Good for you.
And I keep getting these shorts that come up with Sapp, and he was on this. He's been on this show, and he has really been cooking, dude. Like you'd really like some of the shit he's been talking about. He's really.
We've been talking.
Yeah, I'd love if you got him on.
Listen. You know what? Go ahead. Let me hear what and I'll tell you what he said to me, and I'll tell you what I said to him. And I'm not.
Well, I don't have anything to say. Just that I've listened to his content. He was on a podcast and he was speaking some good shit.
Warren Sapp posted. He reached out to the University of Miami. He wanted to get Cotton Bowl tickets, and so he posted. He goes, "I got a letter back from the ticket folks." See, here's the deal. We were always – the University of Miami guys get 2 tickets, a home and away, for the rest of our lives.
All right.
No matter what the game is, no matter where it is, I have 2 tickets for the rest of my life.
For 2 games a year?
No, every game.
For every game. Okay.
For every game the rest of my life, home and away, I get tickets. I can go to a Miami game anytime I want. Okay? I don't have to be in the media. Anyway. So Warren Sapp posted this on Twitter. And I kind of backed him. And he's like, Big Sales, go over look at my social media page. And he goes, I sent my guys over at Miami. I wanted to get tickets. They sent me back and they said $3.99 a piece.
Oh, my gosh.
Wait.
You guys are in the big leagues now, bro.
And I went like this. I said, this has to be a mistake. My wife is agreeing with me. You want Warren Sapp at your game, dude, if you're the Hurricanes, no matter what my opinion is. And so he fires back at me. Big Sills, look how they're treating me. And I went like this. Well, I'll tell you what, Warren, that's got to be a mistake. He goes, nope. They want me to pay $400 for 2 tickets. And so Mario saw it. And he goes, how come he didn't come to me? I said, listen here, I didn't say he wasn't a dickhead. Okay. And I know he's the head. I know he's an assistant coach with Dion and all that. And that's what Mario's got an ass about. Is that, he goes around and he's over there and I go, wait a minute, Mario. I go, wait a minute. Guy wants to get a job. And he wants to further himself. And you didn't hire him. He goes, well, he didn't want to put it in 24 hours. He wanted to just do that country club shit that Dion has. And I'm not getting in the middle of this one. I got my beef with the guy as it is. But Warren reached out to me. He goes, thanks for getting my back, Big Sills. And I said, and my wife's like, yeah, you know how that goes. And I go, I do, but we should have Warren Sapp at that game in Dallas. have Michael Irvin, Warren Sapp, Ed Reed, and all them guys. Ed Reed apologized to me because I told him, I go, you telling me you think the culture's bad in Miami? I go, Ed, shut the fuck up. And so, like, he apologized and all that. And I was like, okay, good. But yeah, I mean, some of these guys, you shouldn't be charging Warren Sapp.
You guys are learning. You've been out of the mix for a while, Sills. You guys got to relearn how to get back.
But I don't have to pay for Dick.
I know, but now that hey, Miami's been irrelevant for 20 years. Yeah, you haven't had to pay for Dick. Now you guys are in the postseason.
What did you say?
Are you going to deny that?
No, they've been wandering in the forest for 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've been wandering in the forest for 20 years.
Irrelevant.
By the way, Michigan came down to talk to your boy yesterday, I heard.
Oh, good. They ain't getting them. Well, tell me
D'Amico Ryans.
Tell me why on God's green earth somebody would leave Alabama to go and coach at shitty Michigan. No, I get it. Michigan's good place.
The only place I'm leaving Alabama for is an NFL job.
You gotta want to go to the NFL though. It's a different game.
Well, what I'm saying is I'm gonna do the NFL. I'm not leaving Alabama for LSU. I'm not leaving Alabama for nothing. Bro, you don't leave Alabama and tag.
Why are these people in the chat pausing me? What did I say? Did I say something goofy?
How would I know? You're asking me. I don't even know I barely know what a mute button is. Okay? No, you can't charge Sapp. You can't charge him. Okay? You can't. Yeah.
So it says you done your holiday shopping?
I don't do any of that.
No. You don't get gifts for anybody in your life?
Not, man. My gift is my presence.
I like to give gifts, man. I like to give gifts.
Yeah, my gift is go spend whatever you need.
Maybe when I'm a married man, I'll be saying this. But I do
35 years, man. Don't worry. You'll be all right. Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, you're lucky if you get my presents, for crying out loud. That's harder to get than an actual gift.
Let me tell you what my Uncle Richard, who I freaking love. Every time, man, you know what I loved was my uncle, man. He gets you the envelope and you'd always see the dollar bill guy face in the middle there. All of a sudden, I know that's a Hunsky. And my Uncle Richard giving me, there'd be two of them things in there, man. I love my uncle's presents, man. He gave money. Man, because you know what? Money's non-returnable, dog. Socks and shoes are.
I got some stuff for my lady. I did pretty good on her Christmas, but I like Christmas.
I love Christmas too.
Yeah,
I do. I love. If I could get one thing, we should do this tomorrow. By the way, what time you want to do this thing? Let's tell the folks now.
You want to do what's too early for your ass?
About 8 my time. Is that 11 your time or is that too late?
You want to do
about 7:30? I'll do 7:30 my time. That's 10:30 your time. All right, we'll go 7. God dang it! I'll get up.
Nah, it's fine. I got lawns to mow tomorrow. Just so you know, code word.
Oh no,
code word. I got lawns to mow tomorrow.
10 Eastern. We'll do 10 Eastern tomorrow. I'm good.
All right, we'll see.
We'll do.
Right. Yeah. We're only doing an hour. Folks.
Hey,
we have no Christmas shows, so everybody enjoy your Christmas.
If you could have one sports present for Christmas, anything you want.
One sports present.
What would you want Santa's fat ass to bring down that chimney for you?
Sports present? You mean like a sports team doing something?
Anything. Tickets, jerseys,
not tickets.
Signed.
Probably not jerseys.
Anything.
Give me another Super Bowl, man. I'll take another Super Bowl. That's what I want.
All right.
Now, if you want me to really go unbiased, I'd probably go let my Sixers return to relevance with a competent organization, a better owner, a good coach, maybe a center that knows how to actually play center, doesn't hurl up three-pointers and can jog down the floor. How about my Sixers coming back to life? That's what I'd love to see.
Dear football Santa, I want 4 picks by Hurts on Sunday.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on.
Thank you for the content.
4 picks. That's what you can ask for anything, and that's what you want.
4 picks by Hurts on Sunday, and everyone's head will explode on Monday.
He's not throwing 4 picks. Jalen Hurts might never throw 4 picks again in his life.
Oh.
You want to make that bet?
All right.
He's only done it once in his life.
So you think as he gets older, he'll never have a 4-pick game ever again?
Yeah.
I'll take that bet. I'll take that bet.
All right, let's take it. Let's take it. Remember this show, everybody.
Hey,
all right.
Well, hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. All right, dog. Hey, listen. So tomorrow at 10 Eastern. Are we confirmed?
Yeah, confirmed. Locking in.
All right, Junior. All right, let me pay some bills. Let's do a 30 here, okay? No, let's do a full timeout here. Let me read
You can
this.
just do a 30, whatever you want.
All right, I'm gonna do a full one here, all right?
All right, sounds good. All right, see you,
bro.
brother.
See you tomorrow.
Later,
Thanks,
dude.
brother. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Xander, by the way, did we get any of the did we get any supers?
Oh yeah, let's read them.
I forgot, man. Sorry, guys.
Here we go. We did. Here's William. What's up, William? We only got a couple. Play contain, also force Allen to throw it like we always do. Frustrate him with Aaron throws. I love our backers, DeJean and Mitchell versus that arm.
Okay. All right. I like it.
Yeah, Allen's a tough dude to beat, man. Here's Devin. I can guarantee you shit weather Sunday. It's going to be under 20, which is warm for Buffalo, and at minimum, icy rain, if not snow. Birds better come ready. Devin's in Buffalo.
Ooh, Devin. Hey,
Devin. Wait. Devin Shanahan is a big Sills supporter. He's working on the new stadium in Buffalo. He's he's doing some of the work on that stadium.
Hey, Devin, this has got to be like the last regular season game in Ralph Wilson Stadium, right? Until you guys move over. I think I don't know if they play a home
in the
game.
new stadium, courtesy of Devin Shanahan, JAKIB legend. All right. He has carved into the top of the wet cement in the Bills' new stadium. No, go Birds.
This guy pulled
the Buffalo Bills.
This guy pulled a Big Poppy. Big Poppy. Do you remember what the Yankee guys did? Get this, when they were pouring the cement on the new stadium, guy threw in a Big Poppy jersey. Guess what? Steinbrenner found out. They knocked the whole dugout down, dug that thing out, and got it out of there. He wanted that thing out of there, man.
All right, Sills.
All right, my friend. We're going to take a time out here for a second, my great friends. Thanks, brother. I'll see you tomorrow, man. You got it. Don't forget, folks, our good friends at Morgan & Morgan, the #1 injury law firm in all of America. And we so love Morgan & Morgan. Guys, if you're ever hurt or injured on the job, do me a favor. Please make sure you check out our friends. They are going to defend you and your family like no other. You know, we've gotten all these great stories all year long of Morgan & Morgan going in and making sure insurance companies do not take advantage of you. This will be the easiest decision that you ever make. Go to forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. And do me a favor. You tell them Big Sales sent you.
There's a reason Detective Johnson is the gossip king.
Oh, did you hear? Jackie and Tom
are getting a divorce? Mm-hmm. Sad.
Well, I heard that Ashley
had work done on her face? Yeah, oof.
Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Injured? With over $25 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big.
Bathroom? Okay.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys, we really appreciate you. It will be Christmas Eve tomorrow. It's bowl season. We'll be on, again, 10 to 11 tomorrow, Eastern time, and getting you ready for, like, the upcoming Christmas games and then, obviously, for that Buffalo Bills game that we're going to get on Sunday. That's going to tell us an awful lot. We appreciate you very much during this Christmas time. Please do me a favor. Hit the like button. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you 10 to 11 tomorrow, Eastern time, in a special edition of an abbreviated edition of Big Sills and also the National Football Show. Big Z and Xander, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow, and we'll see you on the flip side.